How's it fucking going, nerds and virgins? How you doing? Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Um, shout out to everyone who's in the shout out to everyone who's in the chat already. What a banger of a card that was. I'm just waiting for a few people to come in. We're gonna start the panel pretty soon. Um, yeah, hope everyone's having a good one. Got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. Hang on, let me see if I can get Juliana in here. How you doing, Juliana?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, just in case, I should have just said nothing and just let you cook. It would have been funnier that way. How you doing?
Um, pretty good, bro. I actually did very well yesterday.
You sounded very happy.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm not
I
gonna lie.
mean, it was it was a lot. There was a lot to be happy about. I mean, to be honest, like I'm not just talking about making money. It was fuck.
Yeah, it was. The thing is, yeah, I think like it kind of softens the blow losing money a little bit. I mean, I basically I made very little. I think I made like $50 on the card. Um, but like I think what made it really worthwhile was like the card was good, and I think that can make up for a lot of sins. Like certainly when you know yeah, when you're making, if
I
you're,
mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say I did. I mean, I made like pretty good money. If Woodson had won, I would have made in like a fuckload more. But I don't really care because I know Reyes is back. That's important to me. Reyes, dude, Dominic Reyes. Not like I mean, I want him to go on a revenge run. Take out Jan, take out Yuri, and fight for the belts.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're kind of there was a lot of like good stories yesterday. I mean, we had one or two. I think Gilly's having some technical difficulties in a moment. We had like one or two like one or two questionable finishes, but generally the card was really fun. The stories were nice. What up, Frankie? I'm glad to be wrong. Volk is back, bro. I couldn't be more glad to be wrong, especially the way that he got it done as well was um was fantastic. I'm a massive Volk fan. I wasn't picking against him because I dislike the guy. People who've been on the channel for a long time know he's one of my favorite fighters, but um I felt like it was the wrong opponent at the wrong time for him. But fair play to him. He got it done. How you doing, Chrissy? I'm gonna let Giuliano back in a minute because I think he's having some technical difficulties with his Volk 2 times. I don't think it's the best thing in the world for the division. I cited my reasons for that, like during the build up to it. But it's hard not to root for the guy's story. I mean, it's amazing. All right, hang on a second. We've got a couple people joining us. We've got Bodak. How you doing, Bodak?
Yo, I'm just struggling with my audio. Hang on.
Yeah, no worries. There's going to be a little bit of a feedback thing every now and then. How did you enjoy the card? I'll let you sort that out for a minute. Giddy, can you still hear me as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I
Sweet. All right.
can,
Sorry.
but
So what were you saying?
I was saying that
You said Reyes.
yeah, about Reyes, dude. I think Reyes being back is great for that division. I don't know, dude. I think
Mhm.
Topuria, like I've said, bro. I think Topuria relinquishing the belt was a clusterfuck move. Like, there's no reason to do that. He could have done what Volkanovski did. Um, and
I kind of like it as well though. Like if you're not going to be an active part of the division, you might as well get the fuck out.
I mean,
If you
yeah,
truly if you
yeah,
truly
but
believe,
think about the fact that Think about the fact that Volkanovski, he went up, fought Islam the first time, which was very close. Came back, defended the belt successfully against Yair. I mean, that can be done.
I forgot that was in between because he fought Islam the first time, didn't he? And then he beat Yair, and then lost to Makhachev the second time. Is that right?
Yeah. And I
It
mean,
makes it less, yeah. It
I'm
makes it
not a
less
fan of
crazy.
like the double champion attempts, but like at the same time, I mean, the first Volkanovski Islam fight was so competitive that if any fight justifies it, it would probably be that.
Well, the thing is, it's very easy to justify it with Volk because he's an active person. Like he fights every 3 or 4 months, so he can sort of like jump up and down between divisions and still get stuff
I mean,
done.
that came to be.
No,
It did become a. He's gone. Yes, I think this is going to be happening back and forth. Sorry. So how did you enjoy the card?
I thought it was all right. He's right about Volkanovski though. Oh, I think what he was about to say is that his relentless activity in fighting so often was actually starting to hinder his performances.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, but I kind of felt like with him, it was a sort of a. Given his age, I think he decided like it was a legacy play at this point, and just to kind of go for broke because I think he was. It was already clear to most people that he was. So in most people's eyes, he's already the featherweight goat, and he thought to himself, if I can if I can grab something serious here, go up a weight class, there's a chance I could be talked about as the best to ever do it. And I think it's kind of worth taking that risk if you very few people get to put themselves in that situation. So I get why he did it. I think it was the second fight that really fucked him up.
Yeah.
That was the but you thought it was okay. It was an okay card.
Yeah, it was all right.
Dude, I'm sorry I beat you, Bodak.
Yeah, nothing had me reacting, I kind of watched it with just a blank expression on my face.
Hold up. Bodak, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you said nothing had you reacting, right? When Pimblett finished Michael Chandler, that like I mean that like watching that fight, you can't go, holy shit, that's a fucking crazy ass fight.
I enjoyed the fight. That was my favorite fight of the night. Paddy dominated him, to be honest. It was just inevitable waiting.
Dude, it was
finish.
It was destruction from start to finish.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Paddy, I was watching that Paddy fight. It's like end it now. Nope, end it now. No, it was just inevitable.
For me, it was very satisfying because I hate Michael Chandler. I just wanted to see him get kicked in the balls, especially, was quite satisfying for me.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I don't like him. I hate this bullshit. I mean, we all want entertaining fights, but focus on being the best, not the most entertaining. I want to know who the best fighter in the world is. Personally, I don't care if they're boring or entertaining. I just want to know who the best is.
I mean, that's difficult when you got people. You have a lot of people criticizing a lot of fighters for being boring, and they technically are the best. I mean, Mosar Evloev hasn't had a title shot for that reason. Merab was denied one for a long time.
Oh, that's wrong. I'm saying that's wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree usually, but I mean, there are fighters that, I mean, Merab, people used to always talk about Merab as like a boring, like clinch fighter. God damn, what the fuck is with Rishi? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, fucking Wow, how is?
Yeah, let me try and move you up into the corner and see if that makes any difference.
I got it.
Is that better? Is that better? Okay.
Dude, Frankie, what you never use StreamYard? StreamYard's just, I mean, I'm probably just fucking retarded.
I don't fuck with StreamYard. I thought basically my summary of I can understand whether if you didn't, because UFC cards are a long thing to commit yourself to, especially if you're doing them every weekend. You've got 6 hours of just sitting there, and it's very hard for a card to be good all the way through. But I felt like last night was quite. If you didn't love last night's card, you're going to struggle with UFC moving forward because it's been a really shocking year. And I mean, we had so many good highlights. We had Gene Silva, we had Chulio, we had Reyes, we We had Paddy Pimblett. We had Volt fucking ascending again. We had 5 like really massive moments that kind of
Dude, the
diffused
prelims, dude,
throughout the whole.
Marco Tulio,
Marco
Julian
Tulio was
Erosa,
sensational.
by knockout, dude. Like,
No,
I
the
mean,
Julian Erosa fight was more just sad for me though. It looked like they were both fighting underwater. They should both be cut after that, in my opinion.
I don't think so, dude. I think Erosa's before that, he's coming off 2 submissions, including Christian Rodriguez, dude. I think Erosa's an animal, dude. Now you want to talk about cutting Oleg Sachuk and Dumas, maybe?
No, Oleg Zaychuk looked. Oleg Zaychuk is at least he goes in there and bangs.
I mean, dude, Julian Erosa got a first round.
Reyes. I mean, look at who he beat up though. Darren Elkins looked shocking.
I mean, yeah, true, but before that first round submission over Christian Rodriguez, I don't think anyone should be cut except maybe Mitch Raposo and his opponent. I mean, yeah, no one needs Mitch Raposo, but otherwise, I mean, dude, like, I mean, that was a great card, dude.
It was fun. Yeah, it was. Even the women kind of stepped up as well. Like
I mean, dude, yeah, the first fight was I mean, how many WMMA fights were on that card? There's just 2, right? Yeah,
2,
and
yeah.
one was the first fight on the card, finish. You know.
Do you think it was such a good card because leading up to it, we just had a string of awful cards? So I feel like that might be the cheerleader effect because, like I said, I was just kind of, it was good, wasn't bad,
I mean,
wasn't the best.
I think it made it. I mean, it was still a great card, but I think it elevated to it being even better than it. Like in hindsight, it might not age that well. But if you look at the individual moments, it's like what people are saying. It's the Reyes moment was amazing.
I think it'll age better than 313, than 312. I mean, 313's main event.
Yeah, we got really good technical fights. We had obviously we had Chulio looking amazing. He beat the shit out of Gore. Reyes, knowing everything that he's gone through with getting robbed by Jon Jones and then going on the most monster slide of all time. I'm not a big fan of his personality, but the way that his whole story has gone down has been to see him have a redemption arc now is really nice.
What do you not like about his personality, man? I
think he's a cringy fuck, mate. He's got no personality. He says the same thing over and over again. I'm here, and I'm better. That's all he kind of says. He's very generic.
I mean, yeah, dude, but give him one more win to get his cockiness back, dude. Like, I mean, he suffered some fucking he took a hard fall. Like,
don't get me wrong, yeah, I've got nothing against him as a fighter. He's exciting.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's like, so it's not. And again, I have to highlight it's the fact that he went on such a. He had. I think I said this to you in the DMs, or it might have been in Bodak's thing in his Discord. We said something about I might have mentioned something about he had a chance to vanquish evil, and it was robbed from him. It wasn't just beating Jon Jones. It was like he could have put a smile on all of our faces, and it was just brutally taken away from him. And then to go see the skid that he went on after that was just horrible to watch. So it's nice to see him get something back.
I mean, to go back to what Bodak was saying, though. Bodak was saying he just he's more concerned with just who the best fighters are. I mean, and I mean, you're talking about Reyes' personality. I think it's somewhere in the middle, bro. Like, I refuse to take part in the fucking, the whole the shit with Gene Silva and Bryce Mitchell that it's all stemmed from that press conference. Like, that I still have never and will never watch, where Gene Silva was apparently a dickhead. So, you had all these people fucking just unrealistically.
We didn't even talk about Gene Silva yet. I mean, that performance was unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, dude. I mean, I think that Gene Silva is, I mean, I don't know why, anybody, I mean, Bryce Mitchell's a great fighter. Gene Silva is, he's just on another level. Like, all of them are from that camp. And, people will be like, oh, you're glazing the fighting nerds. It's like, I'm not glazing them. They have yet to be checked in any considerable way, I
was kind of convinced that they were gonna struggle, but he was gonna struggle when he clearly didn't. All that takedown defense stuff was nonsense. He looked incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Process is another one where it's like, people don't realize that he can grapple because he just hasn't had to yet. And I mean, I think the Ian Gary, that's the next main event. There's a week off, and then Process versus Gary is headlining that fight night. I mean, I think Carlos Process is gonna kill Ian Gary. And like
We can get into that.
Yeah, we can get into that. Dude, what did you think of the main event? Because I thought Volkanovski had the first 3 rounds, and I thought Lopez had the 4th and 5th, and I thought every round was clear.
No, I mean, I had it 3 rounds to 2 to Volk. I didn't have the same rounds as you did. I thought Lopez got round 2, just with the knockdown at the end. I know he got stumbled at the beginning,
Bro,
but
that was
I thought
not enough. That was not enough to undo the work of Vol. I didn't. In my opinion,
I think it's debatable.
I think
The
that
thing is
the
that
most.
it was either 4-1 Volk or 3-2. You couldn't be any more generous than that. There's no
I think it was
a clear
1, 2, 3
Volkanovski win.
Volk with less dominance by the third. Or I mean, the first was the first, but I think Diego Lopez. Actually did. Yeah, he had the most decisive rounds, probably. Definitely the 4th round. The 4th and 5th, honestly. But I was surprised Volkanovski didn't shoot more takedowns.
Didn't really need to.
I thought it would have been a definite way to avoid what almost happened like 6 times with him getting clipped with uppercuts. One of those uppercuts hit him. He has a problem with tightening up his guard. But
Lopez got the closest to a finish.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable to say as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm surprised he didn't. He held back a lot. I felt Lopez.
I think he started slowly. I think Lopez started too slowly.
I don't know about that. I think Volkanovski makes. He took advantage of the height difference, being on the shorter end of the height difference. In a lot of ways. There's a way you could see it back in the 3 fights he had against Max Holloway, who's the same height as Diego Lopez, where he has a way of keeping somebody who's a taller opponent more tentative.
He knows how to place his low center of gravity into a really good position to leverage it. That's what he's really good at.
Yeah, no, he's very good at that. That's fighting a taller opponent. He has, Volkanovski is very well rounded. And with a full training camp.
His positioning is just perfect every time. Every time he goes for anything like a takedown or anything, the position of his legs, his stance, where he shifts his weight and where he places it, it's elite.
Volkanovski's IQ is one of the best in
I was just gonna say that. One thing that I didn't see as much of as I kind of would have liked to is the adaptability that he was kind of characterized by, when he was really at his most dominant, when he was holding the belt and defending it, 3-4 times, his adaptability in the moment was a huge part of his, just overall, fight acumen. His adjustments were a little bit slower, I thought, and I don't know. We'll see. I can't imagine.
It was a great performance to do it at his age and against the guy. He made Lopez look. And what I really liked about the post fight from Lopez was that he acknowledged the technical gap between the two of them.
Yeah,
he mentioned that in the post fight that I thought was very telling in terms of him being very self aware of where he's at. He didn't go in there and make excuses.
When a fighter can recognize how they lost,
exactly,
that's a scary prospect because he's not.
That's a huge part of it,
Yeah, he highlighted the fact that there were technical gaps in the way that he could handle the fight. He was basically saying he was the better man, but there's clearly things that I can work on, and I thought that was it was a nice way to end the card because it sort of still gives him something to build towards, and that it made me like him even more than I did already.
Sure. Now, does Evloev get a title shot finally? You know, after having beaten Diego Lopez, and or does
Well, he should.
Topuria? I mean, he should, right?
Dude, I'm on my way home right now. I will be home in probably like 10 minutes. But I just got to say beforehand, fuck Michael Chandler. He's a little bitch. I'll be home in 10 minutes. Fuck Michael.
What is the
Yeah,
hate for Michael Chandler exactly? Because I've got no feelings whatsoever.
Okay, so Michael Chandler, Bodak, has basically floated around the division. He was supposed to fight Conor McGregor for like years. That fight kept not happening. It was made at one point, and then McGregor pulled out last minute, and Alex Pereira had to save that card. And basically, Chandler let what was left of his career after moving to the UFC from Bellator waste away, because, on a fight against Conor McGregor that wound up never happening.
Against the cokehead that would never pass a drug test or probably make weight.
Yeah, or, and basically, so he came into the UFC pretty late in his career from Bellator. He knocked out Dan Hooker in his first UFC fight. And then he lost to Gaethje, I believe, in his next fight. And then his only other win in the UFC is against Tony Ferguson.
The corpse of Tony Ferguson. The corpse.
Yeah. I mean, when he got
but he's responsible for the
No. Gaethje is responsible for breaking Tony Ferguson. Then Chandler fought him after, and then
I think it was Gaethje then Oliveira.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And
but Gaethje was the one.
That front kick to the face.
Where he flattened.
Bear in mind,
I love the photo with the foot.
Yeah, the photo is great. But
it's like the Anderson Silva one against what's his name? The Juice Head. Anderson Silva face kicked what's his name? You know the one who took this thing's eye? Victor Belfort.
Yeah, I was gonna say Belfort or not Machida.
It was the exact same. Like when you slow motion it down, you see the ripples in the face and that. Yeah, but
a little bit different kind of kick, but yeah.
But Bodak was basically asking where the Chandler hate comes from.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's a multitude of things. Yeah, it's the fact that he's
also been he also has a it's inactivity while like clogging the rankings of what is arguably the most bottlenecked competitive division in the UFC.
It's a multitude of things here. First of all, he keeps getting given opportunities that he hasn't earned. There's the gate squatting thing, but also he's just a cringy NPC as well. Like he doesn't say anything particularly interesting or like.
Should we touch on his children?
His adoption preferences are a bit weird as well.
Yeah, so I mean,
them from Africa, didn't he, or something like that?
No,
it wasn't that. Yeah.
Hold on, we got to do justice.
Children.
We got to do justice to this, Frankie. So so Michael Chandler, he let it be known that his story of pursuing his wife involved him essentially stalking her for a long period of time until she
for 2 years
agreed to years of like emailing her and then her meeting him with an out.
This was a flex on his part, by the way, that he basically like email bombed her for like 2 years and then she eventually like relented and like gave in. This was like he was very proud of this fact.
He did this by email.
Mostly by email.
Okay.
And then anyway, so according to him, her dream since she was like a teenager was to adopt black children. And so they did that at her behest. And the interviews where he talks about like the race of the adopted children are,
he describes them in a very creepy way. Yeah, the way he describes their skin was like very creepy.
No.
Yeah, and
It was a
How would you
bit sort of.
describe him?
and he's also just a douchey guy with his like his like t-shirt like motivational shit that just the way that he talks. You know, he he's the guy that rubs you the wrong way in so many,
But I
and
will
he's
say
also
this. I
not
will
a
say
great.
this.
He's also like an overrated fighter at best, like even in his prime.
No, he's very dumb in there. But I will say this here because there is some balance to this here. He is for better or worse here. Whenever he fights, it's entertaining as fuck. Like he might be stupid, and you're left scratching your head into how he makes the most idiotic decisions in certain situations. But it's always fun because of that, because he goes for it and goes out on his shield to some extent, which is like, so just to provide a little bit of balance. I don't want to completely rag on the guy, but there's just
Yeah.
loads of like really weird, like red flags. It's the preferential treatment. It's the getting fights that he didn't really deserve based on a name that he
So
doesn't really have.
it sounds like he caught on to the fact that you can get Dana White privilege if you put on crazy fights or get yourself enough
Dana White
attention.
privilege. The term Dana White privilege was about him. That's where
Was
it got
it?
coined.
I thought it was about Conor
Yeah, it
McGregor.
was. No. Tony Ferguson said it about him in a press
Yeah,
conference. He used that exact term, and that's how it became a thing. It was directed at Michael Chandler first. I mean, Conor
Okay.
McGregor was the first one to probably get it, or Ronda Rousey, or that's the first time that
no,
phrase was coined. Maybe,
it was
maybe,
Conor McGregor.
maybe,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think it was Ronda Rousey because Dana White was against the women's division at first, wasn't he?
yeah, but Ronda
He,
Rousey when he
he made
relented,
money.
Ronda Rousey was the champion of it for
Yeah, he
like
was he was
she
well
was basically.
he was far up Ronda Rousey's ass, like far up there in more
Yeah,
ways than
until
one, I
Amanda
imagine.
Nunez
Hmm.
fucking buried her in her own blood. But anyway, Michael Chandler versus Patty Pimblett. Like I really have been like saying that fight needed to happen for like a year. I'm so happy that they made it. I'm so happy that it was 5 rounds, even though it didn't need to be. Just I thought Pimblett was that good for a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
what do you think of Paddy's call out to Oliveira?
um,
I like it. I like it.
I like
I
it. I
like it.
really do like it. That's a hard fight for Pimblett, but
That's why I like it.
um,
He's calling out a tough guy
yeah, he's got
who's
balls. He's got balls. I think,
stylistically it
although,
kind of makes sense as well. 'Cause they're very similar in the way that they fight as well.
well,
In a lot
they
of
are
ways,
and
they've
they
got similar
aren't.
strengths.
Why do you reckon
Yeah,
so? Because
yeah.
them two could either just end up rolling around rolling around a cage, like wrapping each other's limbs up, or they could stay on their feet. Like
Yo,
how
Frankie,
do you
it would
even
be
approach
standing.
that fight?
I think
um,
it would be standing.
Standing.
I reckon.
yeah, it would
Yeah,
start off striking and yo, Frankie, what do you think though? Would it be a harder fight for Pimblett to fight Arman Tsarukyan?
100%.
Yeah, I think it would be, right?
I think that's why he's saying. I think that's why he deliberately said "fuck him." Like Paddy wants
So
to show that he's going for the bigger guys, but he's not stupid. I think he should go for somebody like, if he's smart, he goes for somebody like Gaethje. I think he washes Gaethje.
I mean, yeah, I think he kills Gaethje, but I don't, or Poirier, to be honest.
Poirier,
But
Poirier, Poirier. He could have Poirier as his retirement fight.
I
I mean, it
mean,
should be Poirier and Gaethje. It should be Poirier and Gaethje, and then they can both go away. But
dude, he
he
listed
also
off
nice.
all of them. If you remember, he listed them all off, and it cut
Yeah,
to
he listed
Gaethje for
those
a
three,
moment.
and
Yeah.
Gaethje was literally looking down
So the
like he
thing
didn't want to
is,
be
though,
there.
right? Yeah. The thing is, though, he gets Oliveira, Gaethje, or Poirier. Or is the UFC just gonna keep punishing Arman Tsarukyan, or are they gonna finally, give him the title shot that he had?
Why is he being punished?
We're
He
pulling
pulled
out
out
the
on
basically.
day of on UFC 311 of a title shot against Islam and was replaced with Renato Moicano like day
Giddy,
Oh
of.
yeah, oh yeah.
Giddy, tell him how it happened though, because it's more interesting than that. Like, what was he
Um,
doing the week before that led to it,
all right, so
that
look,
made it more stupid?
Nina's my friend, and I can't confirm this, but there's it's been the rumor's been put forth that Arman Tsarukyan spent a considerable amount of time doing a headstand while rotating his legs
Oh, the video
around
is
his
out there.
body
Yeah, the
to
video is out
impress
there.
her. Yeah, I mean the video is definitely out there. and he's definitely making sure that she's looking. But yeah, he did it for long enough to where he probably he damaged one of his vertebrae in some way. And it was that then
he fucked up his career showing off to a woman.
at least the title shot, yeah. That being the rumor.
Betty summed it up quite well. He was gooning around is the way that I would describe it. He was stimping.
I mean, I would say more than
I'm
gooning.
completely.
I mean, if the theory is to be believed, I would say, he was almost like reverse presenting. And
If you
like a
see
peacock
it, bro,
putting the feathers away.
But in that, peacock's quite a good expression for that, especially the zesty nature of a peacock as well.
Yeah. That's exactly.
They do have
except
some
think downward facing dog.
And also
if you're familiar with yoga.
Imagine a male peacock that's smaller than the female peacock it's attempting to present to you. So in its presentation, it's going all out to try to compensate for the size differential.
Okay.
And that's kind of, I mean,
and it's very hard to get Islam to fight consistently, and you finally lock him down to a fight, and then you ruin it the day of the fight. And then we ended up getting and then so you ruined the whole thing, and then now we've got to wait another 11 months for Islam to fight somebody.
And if you think about it, though, Frankie, if you think about it, that's how the second Volk fight happened. It was going to be a rematch with Oliveira, and they needed someone on 11 days notice, and that's why Volk. Yeah, I mean, honestly,
the knock-on effect on people's careers is crazy. The knock-on effect that it has on people's careers, these pullouts, is mad.
I mean,
but that's basically the law behind that. That's the reason behind why I don't think he should be getting punished that severely for it, because people pull out
and if
fights
he
all
is,
the
then
time.
Topuria deserves the shot. I mean, just give it to Topuria. Let Topuria get killed by Islam, and they're gonna have to do something eventually. But
I feel like we're gonna be disagreeing, you and I, until the end of time.
You think Topuria's got a shot against Islam?
I do.
Thank
you.
I
don't think again. I don't think he's. You said he destroys him. I think that's mad. That's a mad thing to say.
I don't know. I mean, that fight hasn't yet. I mean, Topuria doesn't even have a fight at 155 yet, so that's a premature conversation. But
I don't think anybody's going to destroy Islam. Whoever does get the belt off of him.
I was saying the opposite. I was saying that Islam would
destroys Topuria.
Would destroy Topuria.
Oh, okay.
Which I think he beats him. He's bigger than him. He's got a natural size advantage. But we are talking about a guy that when Volk
he gets into the ground, Topuria is helpless, bro.
No, but when we had Prime Volk in with Islam, he gave him the fight of his life. And then, we saw what Topuria did to. I don't know that MMA math doesn't work that way.
I mean, that was not the thing. That's Volk. Yeah, but what Topuria did to Volkanovski, that was Volkanovski after having had himself completely knocked out cold. Having to recover and then having barely a third of a training camp. It's not the same thing. But that's why I mean, a day in court rematch against Topuria. I mean, though I give him maybe a 30% chance is not out of the question.
Well, he's very undersized.
Yeah,
he's very undersized. It will be a challenge, but I think Topuria's got that kind of. I don't know. There's something about him that just. He's elite. And I think he can.
Yair Rodriguez looked good. Yair Rodriguez looked. He did.
Pitbull's washed.
People forget that he knocked Brian Ortega out in one round before the recent, fight that they had where Ortega beat him. And honestly,
I'm not that keen on Yair. But what was great about that whole build up is we're going to get Yair and Lopez now. That makes itself.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
You can't give Yair a title fight for beating Pitbull, who's washed as fuck.
I think also you could give I also think that I think there's other like Arnold Allen against like a Brian Ortega would be a good fight. Like
Yeah,
that's what Chrissy
there's a
said
lot
to
to
the
be done.
guy to get him to give her the tractor, the driving tractor. She whispered that in his ear, and then cleaned out his ear
Yeah.
with her tongue, and that the tractor keys were hers.
Sorry, Bodak. Welcome to Sunday evening. Sorry about that.
What's this about
He's got
earwax?
here.
What? You did what to his ear?
I love how
Chrissy-
I love how you're already capable of just phasing this stuff out. It took me months to learn how to do that.
No, I'm sorry,
But
guys. I'm
otherwise,
kind of like trying to prep for my own stream on the side. I left it a bit late. So I'm sipping through memes
yeah.
while also keeping up. But what's this about the ear thing? What?
Oh, but like, you're familiar with Anna Nicole Smith?
Yeah, she was in the Naked Gun films or something, wasn't she?
Uh, she married a 94-year-old for
Oh
when
no,
she was
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
I remember
yeah
her.
She
She
was
died
like,
really young though. What's that?
yeah, but forget about how she died. I'm just in the whole like marry the elderly billionaire. Chrissy J is doing her much less like intense version of that. She's on a roll.
What? So he's only 80 years old instead of 90. What do you mean?
I mean just scale everything down.
this went
And
on
Chrissy's
way
in
longer than it needed
Chrissy, are
to.
you dating some? Has she got a pay pig? Has she got a sugar
age,
daddy?
net worth, but
Fair play.
same,
Listen,
same logistics.
I've let this drag out way too long. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why. He said it the first time, and then I could have just let it go, and then I just had to bring it up again.
Yeah,
This one's on
Frankie,
me.
you really did. You basically asked me to elaborate, but
I'm
Frankie, you
really
have some
sorry. I'm really
goated
sorry,
ass
Chrissy J.
tattoos. Yo,
Say
Frankie,
again.
like I didn't notice till your first stream in Southeast Asia that you did that. Like when you like took off your jacket to go play pool, you got fucking your arm sleeve with that fucking tattoos,
Oh yeah, man. I don't really.
turning Asian
It's
women's
because
heads.
it's no, do you know, it's unbearably hot in this country, and you can't get away with it. Like obviously in the UK, like I just wear, I'm fully covered up. But out here, you would literally see me have the waves of like what I would smell like to eat coming off me. It's that hot around here. It's like being in an oven.
Right.
Where are you again?
I'm in Manila, which is in the Philippines.
Oh yeah, you're still down there.
I'm actually coming home tomorrow
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
damn.
How long's the
at some
flight?
point. It's long. It will take me about 18 hours all in all to come back home, something like that.
Oh,
Are you
Yeah, man.
flying? Are you flying over Asia and Europe? Or are you flying over the other way?
Middle East first, and then
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you had that
yeah,
Kuwait layover. I remember that.
it's in Kuwait. Yeah, because we were talking shit about Kuwait in the last stream, if you remember.
Yeah, I said I was
And
gonna
then
invade.
I was sat around nervously realizing what I was doing because they don't really fuck around in those countries. I was being a bit loud. I was in the middle of an airport.
Dude,
So
just show
like,
them
I
the
need to be
tattoos.
careful.
Then they'll know you're not fucking around, bro. Yo, so Frankie, 'cause I know Good Noodle's gonna when you get home, he's gonna have a lot of
We're gonna be
like
rehashing a lot of this stuff, and I know that Bodak's gonna stay as long as he can, but he's got to set up his own thing as well.
yeah. I'm starting at
So
half 10 tonight, so I got a bit of time.
oh, you
did
start.
I
Oh
see
yeah,
No Chill's logo in the stream?
yeah. He mentioned he
Do
was
I need
gonna
to,
stop
do I
by,
need to
but
call No Chill right now?
Oh, no chill. What did you make of the
yeah, he
prank? What
mentioned
did you make of the Hank the Tank prank the other day?
what was that?
He managed to convince Hank the Tank into making a takedown video on the Idaho guy, and I couldn't
Now
work
see,
out if
yo,
Hank was really upset or if No Chill really did manipulate him into it.
so I'm sorry, I need more.
Yeah.
What do you mean a takedown video? So he was basically
So
saying,
You tell
really
him,
quick,
Johnny.
Idaho actually hit me up right before the stream and asked if he would be allowed to come on the stream.
who no chill?
No, Idaho.
Yeah, he's always he can jump on. I don't mind.
There he is.
Ah, finally, I'm home.
Oh,
It was such a weird day though when that no chill Hank the Tank stuff was happening. I couldn't fucking work out.
Yo,
No Chill's a menace.
Hey.
No Chill's impressions are so good. He's a menace.
What's up?
Oh,
He
yeah.
can ruin any of
what's
us
up,
if he
dude?
wants to.
Why couldn't you finish Jim Miller yesterday?
I don't know, man. He had really good submission defense, bro. I don't know,
Dude, he's
man.
like a 40-year-old man, dude. I think you're falling off, dude.
I think I might be falling off. Fucking, I think they should make the Feresian match though. For me, I'm actually a big fan of that matchup.
I mean, yeah. In all seriousness, Chase Hoover kills Feresian, probably, almost certainly.
I don't know. I mean, Feresian's kind of tough. I don't see him getting submitted necessarily.
I mean, Hoover can
I like
strike.
Ziam in that one, to be honest.
That's what
After
I'm
that
saying.
performance, Ziam's a better striker for sure.
I also got some notes for
You got
some
some
of these
notes.
fights.
Go ahead. You're prepped.
Well, yeah, it's just brief summaries, like bullet points, because I was watching last night when I was a little drunk.
Noodle has notes. He actually has notes. He was telling me.
This is the fucking.
You guys are gonna be blown away by these notes. Okay.
It makes me sick that he made.
Are you guys ready?
Better be the best
I'm willing to
fucking
give
notes
this a
I've
go.
ever heard. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm willing to give this a go because it's usually like shotgun, scattergun approach around here. So let's see if
you guys are gonna be blown away by my notes.
get some
Okay.
structure.
All right.
What was it?
Yo, just remember you're up against the likes of Hank the Tank. This is in show prep, bro.
Don't fucking fuck Hank.
Yeah, I feel like we need to get into that a little bit later because Bodak, I want to hear your version of events because Getty has explained it, and I'm no what the fuck is going on.
Are you guys discussing the beef right now?
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm not involved. I don't understand the nuances.
We can,
yeah.
Anyway, Noodle. Oh, sorry, you too busy eating?
Go ahead. You had notes,
bro.
You had some stuff
Sorry,
to share.
man.
Sorry,
I had to goon to make weight for this weekend, so I'm quite hungry. Cornell versus Cohen. I didn't watch that shit.
Why? It was a finish.
Did you wait? Hang on a second. Did you write this down?
Yeah.
Did you write this down in your notes where you've written that down and went didn't watch that shit?
Yeah, is that the actual note? Hold it up to the camera.
The actual note. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Didn't
watch. I was at work.
Dude,
fuck. He's really written that down. You what? This is great. This could be like a special segment we could do on a Sunday night where we get the diary of
Good Noodle.
Good Noodle and Paradox. It's like they have a fucking contest with each other, like who can squander their talent the most.
Aaron Tats. I actually have my own
squander
notes.
their talent and be the laziest as possible.
Paddy Chandler. Yeah, fell asleep. Fuck it.
No. I didn't watch this fight, but I picked Cornell because she's the slight favorite. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what you fucking DM'd me, bro.
Yeah. Yo, thank you, Aaron Tass, for I'd say something different then. What do you got that Aaron Tass hasn't already told the world?
Go on, carry on. This is
I
very.
thought we were going through the entire card, but
yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Come on, Dumas versus Tulio. What do you got?
I picked Tulio. A lot of these early fights I wasn't able to watch because I was at work still.
Dude, Tulio looked really good.
Tulio did knock him out. I predicted that. You can check my Tapology. I had him round 2 knockout.
Yeah, no. The slight bit of.
Wait, hang on a second. You said Tulio and Dumas. Do you realize how racist you just sounded?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mix up Trajan and Gore? I didn't actually mix them up in my head. I mean, I could give a fuck. Dumas lost and Gore lost, right? Like,
it just proves how much of a bum.
No. It's like Trajan and Gore. Like, I mean, I had the slightest. It could have maybe been a submission threat, but like, not even close, dude. And he was durable as all fucking hell. But Tulio was a beast. Well, prove me wrong.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I was very impressed with his performance.
This is proving how fucking dog shit Antonio Tricoli is, and he's a little bitch.
Yo, he tried to fucking sue me 3 times, so I don't want to get Frankie's stream. No, he's not. He's not hunting for
Yo,
that thing.
Vinny,
And
you
then
inbred retard. It's Michael Sarah, not Matt Sarah, you fucking moron.
wait, is Vinny
Jesus
in the
Christ.
chat? Wait, Vinny's
Yes,
really here?
inbred fucking
Oh my god,
retard
yo,
is talking shit.
Vinny, can you? Here's what I want. I want it just numbers, okay? How much accrued child support do you owe that's outstanding that you can't return to the state of Florida, or they
I'm very
will
sorry about
literally, or they will put you in a jail cell because you haven't paid it because you're violating your state probation. If you can't answer that question, then you have to answer that before you have the right to ask anything. But anyway, sorry, Noodle, you were saying.
Either way, I also picked Suma Dewerji. I think this was a split decision. Again, this was one of those fights where I was kind of able to watch parts of it, but not all of it because we were off and on busy. I think it was
sorry. Can I just stop you for a second,
Yeah,
Jay? So far, yeah, you've talked about 3 fights that you
your
haven't fucking
autobiography, dude.
seen.
Come on.
No, that you haven't
What?
fucking seen. That's why. Carry on. No, it's just.
All right, fine. We'll talk
go on.
we'll talk about the fights I have watched, asshole.
That would be a fucking brilliant
Yeah, what
idea,
the
bro.
fuck? Yeah.
Macau,
you
Listen. I don't want to hear about what you were doing while you were missing the fights.
Yeah.
Okay? Can we just talk about
Okay.
what you fucking saw?
So
Frank,
actually,
you
I
piece-
had
you
a really
piece of
good
shit. How dare
Monster
you keep me
Energy
on point on
yesterday.
your
It was Pacific Punch. That's the flavor of the Monster I had while I was at work while the fights were going on. Anyway, no. In all seriousness,
No, I actually like
Alex
this. I like
Sachik
this. Sorry, go on.
versus Boom Gang. This is a pretty easy fight to pick. I picked Macau Alexejczyk by round 1 knockout, and he got it. Boom Gang literally just got fucking bitched. There's not really that much to it. He was kind of it kind of felt like he was just a punching bag, and dude, Boom Gang, he'll be back though. He'll be back.
Hey, won't.
But Macau is training with fucking Bahalio now.
Yeah,
I didn't
he's
know
training
that.
with the fighting. That was why that was the easy fight to pick. Was he was training? He trained with the fighting nerds.
Yeah.
His people forget the power that he has. Because he was on a loss streak. I mean, the shots to the body were damaging. There was no way that. But anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Sorry, carry on.
I'm glad he called out Paul Craig. I think that's an amazing matchup. And I think they should make that. I think Paul Craig's fighting Rodolfo Bellato next on a fight night. But in my opinion, if that fight falls through, just have Macau step up. Make it at light heavyweight if it's too short of notice. Macau versus Paul Craig is an interesting fight in my opinion because he had that nasty submission loss to Kevin Holland. And I could see Paul Craig doing him like that, but only if Paul Craig doesn't get put out cold is my thing with that.
The weird fight.
So it's like, does Paul Craig get put out cold, or is he able to, is he able to stay in the fight and maybe wrap up a fucking triangle and break his arm? Because Paul Craig has the nastiest submissions off of his back. That's all he has. That and a lead body kick. Other than that, I don't know. I think it's a good matchup. I think they should make it. Yeah. I think Macau actually. He looked a lot better in this fight, in my opinion, than he looked in his last 3, and I think that really does just come with him training with the fighting nerds because they are such an elite gym. And we'll get to fucking Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva in a second. That was a fucking insane fight. Lived up to the hype. Whether you wanted Bryce to win or not, that was a fucking insane fight.
I want Bryce. I wanted Bryce to win just for the memes.
Yeah, so did I.
think he would have been a superstar if he won. Like, I mean,
seeing the way that he won, seeing the way that Silva won, though, has made me realize it was
6 million
the right thing.
significant strikes.
Silva
guys.
won the way that.
I'm joking.
That was one of those harsh realities, though. I mean, Silva won the way that.
I picked Bryce Mitchell to win. I saw fucking Charles Jourdain. Fuck off. I saw Charles Jourdain take down fucking Gene Silva, and I thought surely Bryce Mitchell's going to be able to take him down.
With it, dude.
I know.
Yeah, we all fell for that.
Bro, another thing, I don't think Gene Silva's really jumping submission attempts against Charles Jourdain from what I remember. But dude, every time Bryce fucking went for a submission, immediately latches up a ninja choke, immediately pulls a guillotine.
Yeah, because he
He's fallen
trained to
ashore.
fight Bryce Mitchell. You know
Nah,
that's one
whatever.
thing people forget. People don't realize how much
Get man.
like a really good fighter prepares for their specific, next opponent.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like it is. It was a really high level fight though. Like I mean, I thought
It
Bryce was
was,
having
yeah.
some success early in the striking department. Like don't get me wrong, he lost both round, or I mean, got submitted, but he lost the first round very clearly. But with the oblique stomp that he was doing, he was having success with that. He was having success with the leg kicks and everything. But unfortunately, he I don't know. I think he just got shut down by Gene Silva, and it's like, dude, who beats Gene Silva? Like, only one man has survived a decision to him, and that is Kevin Vallejos. I really want to see that matchup sometime down the line, a rematch, because I think Vallejos was super young when he took that first fight. I think he was like 20 or like 19, and he survived Gene Silva, and it's like, dude, he's only gonna get better, and so is Gene Silva.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a good fight. Also, I mean, I'd like to see Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen.
I think they should maybe Arnold Allen, or I think hold on, let me check the rankings real quick, because I think I literally had a perfect matchup for him that makes plenty of sense.
Anyway.
Honestly,
Fuck me, you have really done a lot here. Sorry, we carry on.
Brian Ortega. If Brian
Dude,
Ortega's not gonna move up, give him Brian
yeah,
Ortega.
I mean, but Brian Ortega just gets killed,
Gene
dude.
Silva.
Arnold Allen's an
What?
interesting fight. Arnold Allen's a way more
I
competitive
think
fight
Arnold
than Gene
could win
Silva.
that fight, low key.
Dude, Allen?
Allen, I think he could maybe win that fight.
I mean, way better
He's
shot
scrappy.
than Brian Ortega. Way better shot than
he's
Ortega.
super,
Yeah.
super scrappy.
Do you think Arnold Allen is better than Ortega?
Yes.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
I don't think he gets done. Okay, so Ortega fought Lopez, right? I don't think Arnold Allen gets done like that by Lopez. Like, he was almost out, and
situation.
Lopez woke him up with the follow-up punch. I don't think that's happening to Arnold Allen. I think Arnold Allen is one of those guys who's just scrappy enough, and like,
yeah, Allen doesn't get starched by anyone. To put it that way, whereas
like
Allen won't get like with Ortega, he would either
except Holloway
he'll either find a submission and choke your ass out, and or he'll get absolutely battered.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Brian Ortega. He's either submitting you, or he's literally getting like 50 fucking 42. Like, big ass swelling, so much damage on his face. Like, he's,
except when Yair knocked him out in that first fight.
Well, not a fucking leg injury, but yeah, a shoulder injury. Something like that. I don't know.
He was wobbled, and
Ortega's not the worst ranked squatter. That's Michael Chandler. I'm sorry. He's a close runner-up.
It makes me so happy that Chandler.
Well, actually, at least Chandler fought Pimblett. Never mind. Chandler fought Pimblett just now. So
Dariush is next on the chopping block. I hope Cheddarhead's in this chat. To be purged from the lightweight rankings. I think Gamrot and Dariush are the other two that need to be, given up to.
No, I'm not having that. I'm not having Gamrot. You can have Dariush. I'm not having Gamrot's good.
Dariush for sure. Maybe not Gamrot.
You're a big Gamrot fan?
I'm not a big Gamrot fan. I just think he's good, and I think he did dirty as well. I thought he beat Dan Hooker. And I thought he's been. The thing is, you're constantly going on or going off about Evdoev not getting title shots and whatnot. Gamrot was just as entitled. He was just as entitled to a title
294.
Shot
That's true. 294. He should have gotten the shot.
He should have been next up.
Yeah, he was literally He was the backup guy. He weighed in to be.
So who's his next? Frankie, who's his next fight then? Gamrot. Gamrot's next fight.
Yoel Alvarez.
I like Yoel Alvarez because I think the stylistic mismatch actually is interesting. I think Alvarez is also that good that he could win, but realistically,
it's harsh on Gamrot though. It's harsh on Gamrot. It's harsh on to give him somebody lower after he went on like a 7 or 8 fight win streak or whatever it was.
And he does have a win over Arman Tsarukyan. Whether you
and
want
yet
to say
Chandler gets to fight the top 5. Chandler gets to fight the top 5.
Chandler, but Chandler's
done. Bitch, dude. Fuck Chandler.
What about Pimblett versus Gamrot?
Pimblett
What
versus
about
Gamrot?
Pimblett?
No,
Yeah.
It's
they're
not
gonna
sexy
make
enough.
they're gonna make
It's not
they're gonna
sexy
make
enough. And
Pimblett
Gamrot
versus
could beat
like
him.
dude, no, they're gonna make Pimblett versus like a Poirier, maybe not
Yeah,
Poirier
yeah.
because they're retired, but they're gonna make him versus a Gaethje and Arman and Oliveira. They're looking in the
It
top
won't be
five. They're looking
Arman.
title elimination for Pimblett.
It
is
won't.
what
Yeah,
it
it
is.
probably won't be Arman. And then it's like, what do you do with Arman? What do you do with Gamrot? Arman's got to get the title shot that he originally had. What do you do with Gamrot?
You could do Arman and Poirier, couldn't you? Or Arman and Gaethje, couldn't you?
Arman's Poirier's not fighting
Arman
Arman.
kills either of them.
No, but he kills either of them. But then again,
You might as well
If the
do. You might as well
UFC
do it. You might as well do a
Listen.
Poirier Gaethje trilogy at that point, which no one cares about.
No. Here's my thing. If the UFC wanted to solve everything, you do Oliveira versus Topuria. You do Gaethje versus Pimblett, and then you just do Arman versus Islam. But they're not gonna do that because they're.
Wait, yo, Tats is right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Tats said Ortega was gonna fight Gamrot before he took the Lopez fight on short notice. That is
very
true.
easily do that. That's not a bad one. I don't hate that fight.
It's not a bad one.
I think, man, fuck Brian Ortega though. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, Gamrot is honestly a fair lightweight to give him, though. That's fair. I think so. Chandler's one loss away from a title. Is that what I just read? Is Chandler's one shot, one?
That's the funny
No,
thing to
I mean
say.
Betty's right. It's kind of like at middleweight where like I mean finally Paulo Costa's on the chopping block to prospects. I mean that's if
He should have been
Chandler.
a while ago.
Yeah, no, I know. Chandler is gonna be that at lightweight. And then you got like Grant. Dude, I want, I mean, I would love for there to be a card where, it's a pay-per-view with a title fight where the entire main card is the same division, and you just
That'd be amazing.
Well, like a premiere for like welterweight and shit.
No, the thing is,
welterweight or middleweight, so it's like you do.
They need hold on. They need to do one for flyweight because flyweight needs it badly. Flyweight is so log jammed right now.
Yeah, I think middleweight and welterweight could use it more, to be honest. I mean, you do like
gonna care about those divisions, so yeah.
Yeah, you do Kamaev, Duplessis for the belt. You do a co-main Whitaker, Strickland,
or you do Baralho, Fluffy.
Baralho.
Baralho and Fluffy. I want that. I want Baralho and Fluffy.
I think Baralho still should fight up. But I get why not, I get why.
Bro, Baralho ran past Fluffy for no reason. Fluffy's been murdering people for years now.
Yeah, but do you think
he's
Fluffy's
quiet?
I don't know. Fluffy's
I think Baralho and
Mavov fuck him up.
I think it's Baralho and Mavov is the fight.
Yeah,
honestly.
probably.
And then you do Strickland, Whitaker, which people have talked about for years, and then you have
why not?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean,
that's what you can do.
Then you just redistribute the division in one fucking night, and you don't have these like bottleneck like ranking situations.
Light bulb in my head, dude. I haven't talked about Reyes being so fucking back yet, dude. We are so fucking back,
dude. I know
Krylov like that. Nobody expected Reyes to. I feel like nobody expected him to win. Like a lot of people are like, dude, Krylov is where his run stops. Dude,
let me tell you something.
Krylov that easy in the first round. I know he's off a 2-year layoff.
I had Dominic Reyes for winning on my picks.
I picked Dominic Reyes, but on my parlays I had Krylov.
I picked Krylov as well, but I think what went wrong was Krylov got clipped a little bit early, and then he tried to get it back, and that's how we ended up getting slept out completely.
Dude,
I think Krylov's a better fighter. I think Krylov's a better fighter than Dominic Reyes. And I think we were all right in feeling that way.
I don't know.
I don't like when people say that shit though.
He was
I don't know that he's the better. I don't know that he actually is the better fighter. If you walk things back to before Reyes versus Jones was, I think.
I don't mean to be rude when I say this. I hate when people are like, "Well, he got clipped early and shit." Dude, that happens because Reyes is the better fighter. He clipped him early.
I think you're oversimplifying. I think look, he hadn't No, he hadn't been in there for 2 years. And then, like I said, sometimes
I
when
know.
something like that happens, it can alter your game plan a little bit. And I think instead of just recomposing himself and getting, just working out, the dimensions of it, I think he got clipped a little bit, and then he thought, I've got to get this back. And then he got reckless. And also, the pre-fight was all built up to people saying to him, I think that played a big factor into it as well. People saying, "Oh, are you going to give us an exciting fight?" Blah blah blah.
Fair
And
enough.
then he felt like he's got to go in there and put on a show for everyone
Dude,
to get noticed. And I
Reyes
think
is
all these
back
things
though.
factor in. He's back,
I,
and he deserves to
I
be back.
think I think Krylov tried to defend by clinching when Reyes had him wobbled, and that was, I mean, that's really when it was over.
I think
I mean, if you want to get very technical, but I think Reyes, yeah, I mean, it's
it's
really all I
official
need
now
to
though.
do.
I think we all need to because there's some people who are still doubting this. He beat Jon Jones. Like, I don't care what the records say. He beat Jon Jones. Like, he's really good. I think for a second, people, because he lost to Jan Blachowicz, Yuri Prohaska, and then Riot and Span, which looked really bad at the end with Ryan Span. Dude, I think this is kind of opening people's eyes a little bit, because when he went on that 3-fight skid after the losing to Jon Jones, I think people were like, "No, he didn't really beat Jon Jones. He fucking, look, he's getting knocked out, dude. Fucking Jones would have done that in a rematch." And it's just like,
Noodle, everyone knows that Reyes won that fight, but I mean, right now it's like he can only move forward, and I mean, the
I think
move
he
for
deserves a
him.
title elimination bout.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like I kept saying,
If he
I'd like to
beats
see him go on
Rakic,
a
give him a
revenge
shot.
tour.
What,
Like, let him
Reyes?
fight Jan and
Yeah.
then Yuri, and then fight for the belt.
No. Reyes needs to pick up another win before he gets anywhere near
I
a
agree
title
with
shot.
that. I agree with
I
that.
said Jan, then Yuri, then
Fair enough. I think,
for the
Because
belt.
honestly, you know what? No. Hear me out. Let me cook. If he beats Rakic, then Olberg.
Dude,
I think
Rakic is
Rakic.
dude, Rakic will fucking fold. Are you kidding? Rakic is not a
yeah, I
step
don't know.
off
I
Rakic,
mean,
then Olberg, though. I think those are both winnable for Reyes, especially Olberg. I feel like Reyes could beat
Dude,
Olberg. I'm not gonna lie.
that's a great
I
fight,
want
actually.
I want to see Ulberg versus Yuri.
I want to see Olberg
Yeah.
versus Yuri, but I'd like to see Reyes fight Yuri in a rematch too.
Ah, no, I don't.
Are you?
No. We
Oh,
can't.
bro,
I
how
don't
much do
want
you
to see
hate
that
him,
because
man?
I don't want to see him get fucking slept again, bro. I can't. I literally, like, for
Well,
me
yeah, but if
personally, I
you're
can't
worried
see
about
that.
that, then he's not the fighter that you're talking him up
Okay,
as.
can he just have the belt for like a day, for like one fucking, just
No,
wins the belt, because he
Not
was
if you
robbed
can't
of it
earn
no,
his
it,
first
bro.
time. He was
no.
robbed
What we
of it
need
the
is
first time. He earned it the first time. He
yeah. I
deserves
mean,
it.
but he
Yeah. Anyway,
he
anyway,
then went on
dude,
a 4-fight
Reyes
losing
looks good,
streak.
bro. Dude,
He's back at least. I mean, it's nice.
did he get a performance bonus for that fight?
He fucking better have. Let me check.
Anyone? Yeah.
I think he
Fight
did.
of the night went to Diego Lopez versus Volkanovski. Performance of the night went to Pimblett Chandler. Performance of the night went to Gene Silva Bryce over Bryce Mitchell. No, he didn't. What the fuck?
That's some
UFC is
bullshit.
so fucking
You could have
stingy, mate.
given performance of
Well,
the night to fucking
he does
Reyes
get
instead
paid
of
a lot.
Pimblett, bro. Fuck
If
Pimblett.
you
I'm sorry.
look at his salary plus the win bonus, given how long he's been in the UFC, he does. Yeah, I mean, he gets taken
All
care
I'm
of.
saying, Pimblett gets
Pimblett earned everything he got.
somewhat a somewhat anticlimactic ground and pound finish, in my opinion,
No,
versus
fuck no.
versus Reyes absolutely sleeping Krylov. Like, it
I
was
think
fucking
that
insane.
I think the way that the Pimblett Chandler fight went, dude, like was so it was such like a changing of the guards type fight, like
Also, I
where
think Chandler is still such a dirty fighter. Didn't he kick Pimblett in the dick like
no,
twice?
he grabbed the
Yeah, he
cage I
did.
think 3
Oh, he
times.
grabbed the fence too. Okay, why the fuck is he
He
still
can't
in the
help
UFC,
himself.
guys? Let's cut Chandler, because
Dude,
fuck this shit. I'm tired
that's
of
one
it.
thing where they need to just immediately deduct points for
They should
if
just
you
start
grab the cage
disqualifying him.
for 2.5, 3 seconds, they need to deduct points. It
Yeah,
completely can alter the trajectory
You know
of
what? You know what? How about they do this? They hire me. I have a handheld hatchet, and if I see you grab the cage, I'm just gonna start swinging at your hand. I guarantee people are gonna stop grabbing the fucking fence. Maybe not just me, just somebody in there with the fucking hatchet, because I'm tired of it, okay? As much as I'll complain about the wrestling style and shit.
Betty is right that Patty grabbed the cage. Chandler
Yeah.
grabbed it as well.
Both of you,
Paddy kick?
regardless,
Didn't
even though I
Paddy
hate
kick him
Chandler.
in the? Didn't he kick him in the balls as well at some point? Paddy.
Chandler kicked Patty in the balls.
Proper in the balls, right on the cup.
Like, right,
Yeah,
and then,
yeah,
bro,
no,
you
and
see
it
him
was,
walk
yeah,
into his
it was,
corner. You can see
It
him
was a
walk into his
distant
corner and do
Sparta.
some shit like this. He goes like, "Oh, whatever," like, and I'm like, dude, you literally just fucking blasted a kick right into his balls, and you're gonna fucking
yeah. There was
like, bro, fuck Chandler, dude.
It was
dude,
on it was on the cup though, so it's not that bad. It was like right.
yeah,
It looks
it was,
really,
yeah,
really
there
bad.
was,
Yeah.
Because
It's
when you
kind
get
of
hit
better, it's
there,
kind of better when it's right on the cup. It's when you graze it, right, Bodak? When you sort of like squeeze, like sort
yeah,
of.
it-
I remember taking
Frankie-
some kicks with a cup on, but if they get sort of clip the inside of your thigh and stuff, it really fucking hurts.
But,
But on the cup,
Frankie,
it's not
do
too
you
bad.
remember?
It hurts, but you get over it quite quick.
Do you remember? Do you remember the fight, the Victor Henry fight, where Henry got he took it like he got it just as bad in the dick and balls as you could take it, to where he had to be hospitalized and it was a no contest. And the doctor,
Was that the one in Abu
wouldn't.
Dhabi at 294?
Yeah. The doctor
Yeah.
didn't believe him at first, and he's like
Oh
begging
yeah,
this
yeah.
doctor, holding his dick. Like, I mean,
that entire event was filled with just fighters from that region cheating and getting away with it. Ankalaev should have been DQ'd at minimum, or they should have just resumed the fight. They should have DQ'd Ankalaev or resumed, because he
in
beat
the
Walker.
the first Johnny
against
Walker fight. No, it was
Johnny Walker, yeah.
no, it was the doctor, dude. It was the doctor. The doctor was the one that
I know.
when-
What I'm saying is they should have either continued the fight because Walker was fine, or they should have DQ'd Walker. Those are the only.
It doesn't
two,
matter. It
or
doesn't
not
matter.
Walker,
Next
sorry,
January, Uncle Live.
Yeah, I know.
Came out in the
Still.
loss.
And then there was another fighter on that card. Let me find it. But he was cheating. I think he was fighting Nathaniel Wood, and he just would not stop like grabbing Nathaniel Wood's gloves. Like, I think he tried to grab Nathaniel Wood's hair and shit.
Noodle. Question for you.
Yo.
So I had Volkanovski winning the first 3 rounds, Lopez winning the 4th and 5th. Every round fairly decisively. You know, what do you think?
I thought that Volk definitely won the first 3. I thought the second was arguable to Diego Lopez because he did drop Volk bad at the end, and that's the last thing the judges are going to see.
Not enough to challenge the round.
I know, not enough to challenge around. And I agree with you. I was thinking maybe the judges might go round 2 Lopez, because that's the last thing they see is Volk getting dropped badly. I thought they might score that second round to him, but I do agree it is a Volkanovski round clear. I'm just happy that Volk is back.
Yeah, I just didn't get the. I need to look at the scorecards. I didn't get the 40, 49, 46s that Volk got, but I did think he won the fight.
It was Trevor Peak, by the way. Trevor Peak was getting cheated against, I think, in Abu Dhabi, but that's unrelated. That's just what I was mentioning earlier.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, I think Diego Lopez had. Dude, I was fucking so nervous. Volkanovski was gonna get hit with an uppercut from Lopez, and it was gonna knock him out.
In the clinch, dude. In the clinch, I was like, "Oh my god, Volk is back," and that feels good. It's just what's upsetting to me is it's kind of like
I said Victor Henry.
If Ilya loses at lightweight, he's gonna go back down, and I don't like that. But I honestly like a full non-compromised Volkanovski's chances, especially against Diego Lopez against Ilya. Like how he looked against Lopez versus Ilya, I like his chances surviving at least to a decision more than I do.
Yeah, with a full training camp. I mean,
full training camp. He's not compromised. He's not coming off a knockout. Short notice, cutting weight back down to featherweight. I like.
I don't know. I mean, the way that he his guard was nowhere near tight enough to I mean dude, he was wobbled, so he spent a lot of the 5th round just like avoiding a striking exchange, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is also if we're being honest with ourselves, I'm a really big Ilya fan. You know that. There are some asterisks next to his title wins.
Topuria, bro.
like there are some asterisks next to his title wins. Volkanovski compromised, coming off of a fucking knockout, cutting back down to
Yeah, I
145.
mean the
Same with
Holloway
Holloway.
knockout.
Holloway is coming. Holloway was coming off of a win at least, but he cut back down to featherweight. That
Yeah,
couldn't have
but
helped his
that's
chin.
really not an asterisk. I mean, I think knocking out Max Holloway was.
I think it
That,
happened not so easy, but I think it would have been more difficult had Holloway stayed at 145 because, dude, he went up to lightweight and he looked great at lightweight. He had built himself up to lightweight for the Gaethje fight, and then he immediately cuts back down next fight after. I don't know. I don't like that. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
yeah, I
So.
mean, I also think that Topuria vacating the belts is just fucking retarded. I think that like he could have done what Volk did.
I think he
I
should have
mean,
tried to beat Lopez and then maybe
yeah,
Movsar
I
and then get
he had
his
nowhere near cleared
championship
out the
fight.
division. He had Lopez, he had Volkanovski with a full training camp, and then definitely Evloev, before he could
Movsar.
claim to have cleaned out the division.
And then honestly, like a Lerone Murphy on the come up too, because Lerone's probably looking for a title elimination right now, or like another, just a guy in the top 5.
I mean, Leron Murphy's, yeah, Leron.
I'd
That
pick
was a
Ilya,
good
though.
fight. That was a good fight, but I mean, Leron Murphy's gonna need he's gonna need a finish that like a decisive finish against
Yeah, people shit on Movsar for not getting finishes, but I think
I
Lerone
mean,
needs a
yeah,
really good finish before we even start talking about a title shot for him.
I
Because
think
at least Movsar has some fun fights. Like his fight with Aljamain
dude, yeah,
Sterling.
him versus Sterling was crazy.
Dude, that was the
It was a great
grappling
fight.
exchanges. It reminded me of Tsarukyan versus Gamrot, where I was like, oh my god, this is how you grapple in MMA. This is entertaining. I was like, holy shit. Like these guys are fucking scrambling all over the place. This is a good fucking fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That I mean, dude, I mean, Evloev beat Lopez and was stepped over.
That
I
is
mean, he had
such a well aging victory for him.
Yeah,
Because Lopez just fought for a fucking belt and he did really well against Volkanovski.
Yeah, the other
beating Arnold
sorry.
Allen is also nothing to scoff at. Arnold Allen, I think, is really good.
Yeah, I'd like to see Lerone Murphy versus Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen needs a fight against either Lerone Murphy or Gene Silva.
Yeah, I think it's fair to have him fight, not necessarily like too far down, but next to himself. I don't think he should be going in the top 5 or anything.
I mean, what is he, 7th? He's ranked 7th.
He's 7. Yeah, I don't think he should be fighting above himself.
Lerone Murphy
He's been a little
just took
inactive,
8.
and he just
Lerone Murphy just I mean, that was a while ago. Lerone Murphy should be 8 after just beat Emmett. I mean, Murphy versus Allen would be a good fight.
Honestly, I'm a fan of Allen versus. Okay, hold on. Allen versus Murphy. I think you do. Yeah, Allen versus Murphy. I think you do Lopez versus Yair. I think you do Movsar for the belt. I'd say you do Gene Silva versus since I matched up basically everybody else, either a Brian Ortega or Aljamain Sterling.
I don't
understand why they still have Holloway. I don't understand why they still have Holloway in the rankings. He's said that he's not fighting at 145 anymore. They need to take him out and put somebody else.
Yeah, he's gonna stay at 155. I mean, you put Holloway
versus Aljo. I think Allen versus Aljo is a good matchup. Aljo needs to fight. He can't fight Lopez because they're gonna do Lopez versus Yair.
He can fight Ortega. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Aljo. Here's the thing with Aljo. Aljo doesn't need to fight down, but he can't fight too far up. He can't fight like a Lopez, in my opinion, because he just lost to Movsar. So I think they're gonna do Yair versus Lopez. So they have the beef.
Paradox said Gene Silva versus Lerone Murphy. That's
maybe.
That's it. I don't know. I can't even see that in my head. I mean,
Holloway versus Tsarukyan. No, you can't give Holloway a fucking title elimination.
Holloway versus Tsarukyan that's
sorry, Sniff, but you can't give Holloway a title elimination bout. Holloway needs to fight like Dan Hooker, then he can look for title elimination.
That's a good fight, actually, Holloway versus Hooker. But
it'd be a fucking scrap, dude.
Yo, so So who does Merab fight after he fucks O'Malley up again?
Maybe a Piotr Jan rematch.
Ugh.
He's kind of the only guy who's fucking at all deserving. I mean, are you gonna have Corey fucking fight after a win over Figueiredo?
Oh, he's not gonna beat Figueiredo.
Yes, he
No, I'm just
is.
saying hypothetically, if he beats Figueiredo, which
Frankie.
I don't think he will.
Yo,
Why?
Frankie.
Why?
You have
Why
him
do you?
fight for
Why
a
do you?
title
Why
after
do you?
just a win streak?
Why do you spend your whole life just disagreeing with me and being wrong? What is
Frankie,
your deal with
what do
that?
you say?
Really?
Wait. Hold on, Frankie. When have you been right?
Oh shit!
Always, every single time.
Really,
I've
Damn.
got every single time.
Frankie?
Yeah, I'm the goat.
Frankie, are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm the goat. You know, but you haven't heard about me. I'm the goat, man.
Why is your voice
Frankie,
getting so
Frankie,
quiet
why
and
you
timid?
why won't you show your face as you tell these lies?
And why is your voice
Oh,
getting timid and quiet?
no,
I'm the goat, guys.
I'm charging my laptop at the moment. That's why
Oh, I'm sure.
everyone
You're
knows
ducking
my
the
picks.
fade.
Everyone knows my picks are legendarily
Frankie,
bad.
Corey,
I'm shameless
Frankie,
about it. Like, I don't care.
Are you on Topology?
me?
What?
I'm not on shit, but I mean, yeah,
No, Frankie, are you on Topology?
dude,
Am I on topology right now?
Frankie's doing the
No,
last
no,
of the
no.
coke from
No,
that he
I want
got.
to know if Frankie's in the Jerusalem Sleeper Cell League, so I can have a look at his previous picks.
Frankie's
Oh,
fishing crumbs of cocaine out from between the keys on the keyboard of his laptop.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Like,
charging my laptop at the moment so we can continue rambling at the moment. I'm just
talking some crazy talk
because
about Corey
my laptop
Sandy.
was about to die.
hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
You said he's in the Jerusalem sleeper cell.
No, I was wondering if Frankie was in there, so I could look at his picks.
Let me see.
No, I don't really use Tapology that much.
Ah, it's
I was
real convenient,
I was
buddy.
using it for a. No, I mean
See, Frankie, I
I'm
really don't use Savology though.
I was saying that ironically, like it's kind of known that my picks have been all over
Hold
the shop
on.
this year. I've been very vocal about that. But you do disagree with me on literally every single, and you're not always right. So I have got some right. So
Wait,
Allen
yeah,
versus
you're
Silva,
thinking,
Murphy
wait,
versus
Frankie.
Aljo.
Yeah, Aaron's had to, yeah.
Taps
Arnold
is
Allen versus
spectacular.
Silva. Yeah, I was saying Allen versus Silva. Murphy versus Aldo.
The winners fight for
Murphy
a
versus
title
Aldo,
elimination.
really?
I agree.
After
I
he,
think he cooked.
yeah, I mean, I don't know about Murphy versus Aldo, but I mean, I see Allen versus Silva for sure, but also versus Murphy. I don't know. But
I
wait,
think if
Frankie,
anybody at featherweight can beat Gene Silva, I think it's going to be like an Allen, somebody who can fucking just stick his feet down and throw back, like plant his feet and just fucking throw,
I'm not sure
and
that's a
maybe
great
just catch
idea
him.
against this guy. I'm not sure that's
Okay,
the way to beat him. I
do
don't
you
think
think
it is.
Silva's gonna knock Allen
wait, no,
out? I
no,
think Allen has a really good chin.
Noodle. He's talking to the hooker that's still in his hotel.
Damn, you just gonna take
For
that,
fuck's
Frankie?
sake.
Me personally, I wouldn't take
Well,
that.
I
I wouldn't
can't.
take that level of disrespect. Me
It
personally.
would explain why his
Why?
webcam's
You don't know
reeling.
what she's trying to get him to take, bro. He just said all I heard him say was he doesn't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's all I said. I said all I said was I don't think it's a good idea for Alan to fight Silver. And you're talking about me, the hooker that I've got under my desk. I mean, how's that relevant? I don't understand.
Yeah,
What does me having a hooker? What does me having a hooker under my
What's her
desk have to
name?
do with that
What's her
statement I
name?
just made?
Cindy with an S.
I don't want to say what the name
no,
is. It
it's
sounds as
definitely like an Irish.
Iris, yeah,
Her name's
Iris,
definitely Irish.
or like
She's as
Crystal.
she's as Southeast Asian as Raw Tang.
I was trying to think of Southeast Asian names and I just realized they all sound really bad, so I just kept it to myself.
No, but she's got to have like a palatable fake first name, like like Abby or some shit.
Abby. You
Abby.
went for Abby. You went for Abby. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Abby's an old
The
woman's name.
It's like the
No, I know,
first
yeah,
quote
but
unquote
like,
respectable name. It's like Doris.
It's like like a 2-3 generations back, like
Just
palatable
name
first name.
the oldest bitch possible. Like just like
No, just like, you know.
Gertrude.
All I gotta
It's
say,
a wild
Allen
one.
versus Gene Silva.
What we're saying is that Frankie's engaging in sex tourism right now.
All I gotta say, Allen versus Gene Silva is a
That is a
fucking banger
disgrace. That
matchup.
is
They need to make
disgraceful
it.
slander.
No, I love you, Frankie. I'm sure you're not actually. I'm sure you're not actually like, you know, using like a credit card to sort of like finesse the crumbs of cocaine from in between the keys of your laptop.
Do you realize how revealing it is that you're describing the way you're describing this right now? I think it's a bit like you're kind of revealing a lot about
Well,
yourself.
he's been open about his use of drugs.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Not
Frankie,
current
like,
use, but-
Frankie, I'm not, dude. That first stream you did from down there, dude, I was looking at fights, like,
Bro, you should have manned up and come
dude,
out.
I was so close to, and then I had to be on set, fucking the next
There
day.
we
I think you know what? I was I don't know if you saw that stream, Bodak. Here, like that stream for me was like a year of vindication of me talking about what it's like being out here, and everyone talking about, and everyone going, yeah, whatever, man. And then all I did was just go and sit there and just let the narrative tell itself, and that was it.
Yo, why do you keep yapping though?
It was great. You talking what? Kick this motherfucker out. I don't know. I can't find my mouse. It's too dark. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, why is it so dark in there, dude?
Do you have to turn all the lights off?
No,
so
it's not.
The third world country
It's
can charge
no,
your
it's
laptop.
Yeah,
You have to
Exactly,
turn
but
off
you
the
have to turn the
exactly.
lights off to
so
charge
that,
your
so
laptop.
that
Exactly.
Yo,
If you
Iris
put
doesn't get mad at you.
Frankie, your story's
exactly
taking
if you
on
put
water so fast, bro. Like the
yeah,
lights, it's pitch black.
if you put
Hey,
one outlet on, the rest of the
cut him
stuff
some
goes off.
slack.
You never know
Iris
what
is
it's
gonna
like out
yell at him
here.
about the electric bill. He's at Iris's place, and the electric bill's high.
Dude, she doesn't have. Yeah, but she doesn't have a place like that.
This is the
Or
this
it's
is
her
the
pimp's place.
strangest.
Sorry.
This is the
no. He's got.
strangest
Remember,
simmering.
he's there with his boy. Dude, he's traveling with his friend. He doesn't want his friend to just burst out in uncontrollable laughter as he tries to sneak, you know,
Iris in.
her out.
Nothing hell.
Oh yeah.
It's just the I'm charging
I
my
can hear
laptop
you
thing. I think
wrestling
is
around with
perfectly
something,
reasonable. Also, you didn't notice I was not on here for about 20 minutes because you know what Sundays.
Well, yeah, I
have.
didn't notice until you
Fucking-
until you told me that.
I basically call you cunts in here on a Sunday so that I can take the day off. That's how it goes.
Wait,
Like.
hold on.
Dude.
No, but Frankie, you seem to
You're
assert the fact. You said that you're like, Gio,
Really
why do
oughta-
you disagree with me on what?
Read Sniff's message, bro.
I was being ironic.
Yo, somebody highlight Sniff's message, bro.
Where is it?
Where's
Let him stream while
Gilly,
getting
where's
top.
our bet at? Are you up
we're
7-6?
No, I think it's 6-6 actually.
Are you sure?
So we had it was what was it? It was 4-2. I got fucking basically dengue fever. But regardless, like yeah, you were up 4-2
I'm glad
going
you're alive,
in.
by the way. I thought you were dead.
Dude, I mean, I almost fucking died. But you know, whatever,
I'd
I'm
be
alive.
scared,
Fine.
dude. You weren't responding to any of my Instagram messages, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Dude, they wouldn't let me look at
shot.
screens,
Oh my God.
dude. Wow, Betty wants to know how the Philippines are treating you. Get it?
yes.
Wait,
I got
where's
it.
Sniff? Yo, apparently Sniff has a goated comment that fucking
Electrify
we
the
already-
fence,
we
he
already-
said.
Yeah, he
you
mentioned
showed
that
it. You
earlier.
showed it. It was the one where he said, "Let him stream while getting top." For fuck's sake.
wow.
Yeah,
Imagine.
Wow,
you
that's
did
never
that.
been. I don't know if that's ever been done before. I mean, not
I'm
on
sure it's
MMA
been done.
YouTube.
Frankie
No,
I'm sure
didn't
it's been
laugh
done.
because it's actually happening. Dude, Sniff's going off on Frankie right now.
Dude,
When did Sniff not go off on me?
Sniff's a crusader for the truth, dude. He can't help himself.
Dude, Sniff is the GOAT, dude. He might be the GOAT.
Dude, Sniff was in my stream right before this, exposing
Sniff is the
all
Nigerian
kinds of.
nightmare, dude. Sniff is the Nigerian nightmare for sure.
I mean,
Whether you like it or not, it's just
whether Sniff likes it or not, with that hair, bro. But
Yeah, the
Be
problem-
brutally honest with the fucking British flag as his profile picture says.
you mean the
I'm the most
Italian flag
unbiased.
after? Yo, you mean the Italian
Oh.
flag? After
Oh shit! I can remove that.
actually, to be honest, both it's looking like Inter and Arsenal both advanced. Villa's dead, bro. Villa's dead. I'll be
I just
so happy
realised I
for
can
it.
get rid of the Italian flag for my avatar. Finally, you got 2 extra days out of me, Gilly.
Wait, really? Are you sure about
So if
that?
I scroll up to the Discord right now,
was
that
11th,
Italian
wasn't it?
flag's
It's the
going to
13th.
disappear.
Yo, Bodak, you know that Italian flag is like, I mean, you know, that Italian flag's probably got you more followers. People are like, oh, who's this dude? He's so complex. He's Italian. He's got this, you know, he's got this avatar. He's
I've
You
got
don't
got a
think you
pretty.
don't think you don't think you don't think the avatar and everything is enough for that? Like, you think the Italian flag has boosted what is otherwise a very unique and interesting channel? You
I didn't say
fucking
it.
arrogant son of a
Andrew is
bitch.
the goat, by the way.
I mean, I think an Italian flag heightens all positive aspects of everything.
Dude, guys, I think Andrew's the real Nigerian nightmare. He's the goat.
Andrew?
Andrew, yeah. Andrew B. He's the Nigerian nightmare.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
just
you were
glad
about to
Eddie
bring up.
B's back.
I thought you were about to bring up Andrew Tate as you often do privately and calling me and sending me brochures. I'm just kidding.
I'm
No,
sure.
I was like, bro, what are you
Yeah.
exposing me for? Being gay? What the fuck? This bullshit.
And Andy
dude.
B. Sorry,
Okay, hold on. Super Shotgun, Mbappe, Vinny, Bellingham, in shambles with that gun's free kicks. Excellent point. Yeah, well, Inter will. Yeah, brutally. It's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen, but. Betty says he has furniture older than the Italian flag. Why? Because Italy was unified in 1866. That's great, Betty. So what? What the fuck difference does that make, bro?
I don't even know what to make of Sundays anymore. This has just been fun.
Bro,
Trying to turn this
it's God. Yeah,
into
Frankie,
shorts
it's God's
is
birthday, and you're in
becoming
there
impossible.
being.
It's God's birthday next week, isn't it?
No,
Or
I'm
last.
saying it's.
What do you mean
I
God's
don't know when the
birthday?
fuck God's birthday is. I just said Sunday. Sunday is God's birthday, and you're in there like
God's birthday? What are
finagling
you
with your
talking about?
laptop. Supposedly, I don't know. I just said that.
What the fuck? Do you just mean
I do
like
want to
the
Sunday,
bring
holy
right?
something up
day or
about the
Dude,
whatever?
Volkanovski Lopez fight, though.
Man said God's birthday. What the
To
fuck? Every
to
Sunday.
kind of
is
hijack this,
that
I
is
do
that
want to.
only Christmas?
Can we
I
talk
can give a
about
fuck.
Volkanovski Lopez real quick?
Yes, please.
So
Yeah,
Aaron
please.
Tat said
We
I
need to
would
get
bring
through
up
the last
the
of your notes.
DMs, and I'm gonna prove him right. Aaron Tat, this all credit goes to Aaron Tats for this because this is our DMs. He's right. I'm gonna bring it up because he made some really good points. We were talking in DMs. He said that Volk adjusted well during the fight because he was expecting Lopez to fight like the Korean Zombie and pressure him the whole time, and that didn't happen. Volk circling right and being able to set up combinations on the lead was very impressive since he was basically on the back foot the whole fight, and I agree with that. That's all credits to Aaron Tats, by the way. That's what those were his words. That's what he said.
Yo, what? Really quick. If Tats is still in the chat, yo, Tats, if you're still there, dude, do you think that Volkanovski adjusted as well? Because I mean, it seemed like it seemed like he is the characteristic, like ability to adjust in the moment, was there, but it was a little bit lagging. Like I don't know what you thought about that. If Tats is still there, but anyway. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think he made some really good points, and I think I responded with I was expecting a lot more aggression from Lopez, but Volk was going first a lot, and I didn't expect Lopez to get hurt like he did. Like there was a moment where Lopez got he didn't get dropped, but he got pushed back by a shot over. I think it was a shot over the top by Volkanovski. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a left hand, and you could kind of see Lopez kind of stumble back, and it was like, oh shit. I didn't expect that to happen. This version of Volkanovski, I think beats Movsar. I think if Volk can keep how he looked in this fight and doesn't age too badly in the time that they make the Movsar fight, I think he beats Movsar. I think he can.
Yeah,
And
I think it just
I
shows
think
how
he'll
good
keep
he
fighting
is.
until he loses. I think he'll keep fighting until he loses again. I don't know if I see anybody at 45 beating him other than maybe if Gene Silva gets to the title while Volk is still there and he just catches him on the chin. I don't, dude. Volk did exactly. Shotgun, Super Shotgun said it really well. Volk looked so fast. Like
He did. He looked
Yeah,
he
so
looked incredible.
he looked
he
he
did.
looked really shredded.
He just didn't. He seemed to wear down over the course of a 5-round fight. Where
He also
like
was
looking
cut
back
pretty
at.
nasty.
I mean, yeah, but I mean that's what happens in a 5-round fight. I mean,
Right.
like
No, I know.
you know. But I mean, that being said, Diego Lopez is no joke. I mean, and Volkanovski had a hard title defense against Brian Ortega actually back. Like
No,
how
Diego
Matua.
Lopez Diego Lopez didn't like show himself up in that fight. I thought he looked like he belonged to be there. He
Yeah.
looked like he belonged there.
Oh
I
yeah,
want
yeah,
to
he
talk
no, of
to
deserved it.
course.
Matua real quick. This version of Volk showed no indication that he beats Movsar. My counterpoint to that is I'm just saying I wouldn't trust a washed Volkanovski to beat Movsar, but he's not washed. He just proved last night that I don't think he was washed. Like I think his striking is good enough to beat Movsar, and I don't think Movsar is going to get him down and control him for
Well, I mean,
25
I
minutes.
kind of agree. I do kind of agree with Matua, but not in that. Like, I just think Mozart's. I mean, I just think Mozart's
Had
better.
Volk looked washed, I would have said like I don't think Volkanovski would beat like Movsar, but he didn't look washed in there. He looked fast. He looked really good. Yeah,
Sorry,
Black
I just
Betty.
didn't
That's
use
true.
that. Sorry, I love having Black Betty around.
Black Betty's
Yeah.
fucking. He's funny. I think
Bodak is mute. I'm not muted. I'm just too casual to join in half the conversation.
No, Bodak. Let me ask you a
we do
question
need your
because
input.
you Bodak, you were saying earlier that like you watched the fight kind of like I mean you didn't use the expression glazed eyed, but you glazed eyed, but you kind of did. Were there like of the highs and lows of UFC 314? Like what were some of the what were some one or two moments or fights where you're like,
Um,
that
like I say, when I was watching Chandler and he got the first takedown, at first it's like, ooh, what's Paddy going to do? But when he turned it around and I realized, oh, yeah, Chandler's out of his
I also
depth.
want to say this. Everybody who picked Michael Chandler, what the fuck was going through your head? Seriously.
I
like,
it. I was
I'm
excited
sorry.
about the Lopez when Lopez nearly
Did
finished
anybody on this panel
Volkanovski.
pick
That was
Chandler?
a highlight as well. I didn't. I picked Paddy to win.
I picked Paddy as well. I picked Paddy submission in the third round, but he got knocked out.
Yeah, dude. I totally picked Chandler, Noodle, 100%.
All I'm saying to all the people who picked Chandler, thinking, "Oh, dude, he's gonna knock out Paddy." Dude, Paddy got hurt on the feet by this fucking other unranked guy, and fucking whatever. It's like, dude, no, like, I don't know how to explain. Dude, Chandler's washed. Watch his last like fucking 3 fights. Even just the Oliveira fight was enough for me to be like, yeah, I think Paddy is good enough. I think Paddy's good enough.
Noodle, let Bodak answer though, because I was asking him what if any moments on the whole card made him.
Yeah. I was just saying when Paddy managed to turn the takedown around, that's when I realized Paddy was on a different level to Chandler's grappling. And then the moment where Lopez rocked Volkanovski and he was close to the finish.
Second round.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't
worrying.
so glazed over, but I was like, go on, because I always root for an underdog, unless they're a complete dick. I was rooting for Lopez because I picked him, but yeah, that was a good point.
I also picked Lopez. I think
Yair Rodriguez as well.
Yair, yeah. I went 8 for 13 out of the entire card. I'm just gonna rattle off my picks. I picked Cornell, I picked Tulio, I picked Raposo. I don't know why I picked him. I picked Oleksiejczyk, I picked Yulian Erosa, Chase Hooper. Why the fuck did I pick Zhan Jianan? I swear I picked Vernon Jandaroba, but anyway.
I did that.
I picked Jianan.
I picked
as well.
Reyes, I picked Mitchell, Yair, Pimblett, and Lopez.
I went 10 for 13, but I'm not gonna rattle off my picks. I'll just say I picked against Reyes. I don't think going into that fight there was any way to know that
Reyes was just gonna sleep him out cold McGregor style. Which was
I was stupid. I was stupid to pick Yan Jianan for sure, and I think Sean Oh yeah, I knew I
Sean
didn't
Woodson,
fucking
yeah.
think about them.
Okay,
I think
every
dude,
judge
Sean
had it
Woodson
2-0
fought.
Ige.
Can you stop? Can we wait for a second? I'm surprised it's taken you this long to bring this up because this was the one thing in the entire night that pissed you
How the
off.
fuck did
Dude,
all three
I was
judges
so
have
dude,
it
I was so
2-0 Ige?
fucking. Yeah, I was so mad that Woodson, dude, Woodson fought tentatively. Like, there's no I almost didn't know like what to make of like I mean I don't know. I mean maybe
Woodson looks like a
it's so hard
spider.
to get it's so hard to get like a precise idea of Woodson's style because he's so fucking weird. He looks like a goddamn bush baby, and he doesn't. He when he's fainting, he fucking moves oddly. But
Let me say this here. Let me say this here that the stoppage was shocking, but we
That
had
was a
two very
terrible
very close.
stoppage.
We had two very close rounds, and then it looked like it looked like Ige at least had him hurt and then was
All
on his way
judges
to
though
winning.
2-0 Ige. Not a single judge
yeah,
gave
the
him the first
scorecard,
or
yeah,
second.
all the
What the
scorecards
fuck,
had
bro?
Ige up
Because
2 rounds,
okay, my
which
thing was
honestly,
I thought like I thought about the
I
stoppage. This was
mean,
I thought the stoppage was bad. I was like, dude, Woodson was
it,
up
wa- it was
2-0
a, it was
and then
a it
he
was a
fucking
it was a terrible stoppage, and it is possible that Woodson could have finished him in the third round. But the way that Woodson fought the first 2 rounds,
no.
just no, was like some it
I think
didn't.
the thing that was so frustrating is I thought Woodson was up 2 rounds, and then that was a early as fuck
Yeah, I
stoppage
did.
in my
I mean,
opinion, and I was like, what the
I did
fuck,
think that
bro?
too. I did think
But
that too, and my friend that I was watching the show with, he pulled up the scorecards, and it was fucking bizarre.
yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know.
It was, I mean, but
Interesting.
at the same time, I mean, Woodson got, I mean, Woodson he just performed terribly. Like honestly, it was,
I've said this before, right, about the judges. I think the UFC is plenty big enough now and powerful enough to start pushing back against the government and trying to get the judges'
well,
situation sorted
They
out.
don't want
'Cause
to. It's intentionally bad, and
he,
every single time it's bad, it benefits the UFC.
well, hold
really,
on, hold on. But well, I mean, not exactly. But you remember, I was trying to explain how, like in Australia, they were able to fire the judge that gave Tai Tuivasa 3 rounds against Rosenstrike. The gaming commission is that employs the judges, dude. It's a bureaucratic fucking nightmare. It's very hard to. There was a boxing judge in the on
Me too, bro. To
what
be
was it?
honest, I would have won a parlay, a really nice parlay too, if Woodson didn't
Dude, I
lose.
would
No,
have.
but
I
you're no
mean,
listen. You're forgetting as well. This is what was brought up here. A lot of people thought that the early stoppage robbed them of parlays, but as we found out afterwards, and as I said, it was a very close
yeah,
fight.
the scorecard.
Every single judge had it 2-0 Ige.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Woodson like underperformed a lot, but
I thought he was
regardless,
gonna catch him,
but anyway, Bodak, they had Lerone Murphy versus Emmett, the card last week's card. There was in the what was it? It was Therese Finney wound up. I mean, he still won us, but by a split decision. The one judge that gave all 3 rounds to Valentine was a boxing judge, and and there was nothing
but
to
he
get.
was right. I'm sorry, he was
What
right. Maybe not
what that
30-27, but scoring to Valentin. Valentin was the
for
only
what?
person actually trying to fight. Torres Finney just wanted to hold him up against the cage and keep him
No,
there.
dude, Torres Finney was trying to take him down, dude.
Where was Torres Finney's damage? Where? Even the
Right.
slam he did, no damage off of that shit.
I mean, dude, you ever been picked up and slammed to the ground?
Yes.
I mean,
Dude.
yeah,
I got a
hurts
fucking
more
rug
on
burn
average.
because of it.
it depends it depends how you are like hit the ground though. Because
Yeah, no, of course. But I mean that fight
Torres
was.
Finney won that fight, but it was just a horrendous way of winning it. It's one of the worst ways I've seen somebody win a fight.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Fight. When did you see him fight?
He slammed
Anyway,
him down.
but that's not the point. The point is that you got a boxing judge that you can't do anything about that circulates through the gaming commission. It's very difficult for even though the UFC is the massive it's the most massive and most prominent by far promotion. Like it's the UFC is not going to be able to to cherry pick judges necessarily, and certainly not to fire certain judges. And they get circulated around, and you get problems with judges like a lot because of that. It's a lot, whereas in other countries like like in Australia, you can literally fire a judge. Just because if they're gonna probably assume they're corrupt, and if they're not corrupt, they're incompetent, so you're fired, which is how it should
Right.
work here. But it's
I think it's
yeah,
intentionally bad sometimes because a lot of the times that the judging is really fucking dog shit. Not all the time, but a lot of the time it benefits the UFC. A close decision
It
goes to
create
the superstar.
it creates well no, but
Jared
it creates
Gordon versus Paddy Pimblett.
it creates
Sean
conversation
O'Malley
as
versus
well.
Peter Yan. Yeah, and it creates conversation. It boosts the star power of the guy, whether you like it or not, because people are gonna watch who hate him and thought he robbed the other guy. It's just more
Yeah, and
controversy, more views, more bias.
they'll spend the next week raging about it on Twitter, and then it's just
Yeah.
more things, which more
but
eyeballs on
that
on
doesn't,
the
it
sport.
ultimately doesn't actually benefit the UFC to have robberies like that happen. It doesn't
Think
benefit them.
think about the way that UFC operates now, and everything is very social media oriented. Everyone who they think has a massive social media following, like Sean O'Malley, people like that, are getting elevated up because they seem to believe that that's the way things are, and it is the way that things are trending. But that's
Sean
the way that
O'Malley's
they see
15
it.
minutes of fame are fucking over. And by the way, I firmly believe that's Tim Welch who behind the whole like sugar show bullshit. Dye your hair and blah blah, and milking that for everything he could. But I mean, honestly, like how did the UFC? Did the UFC? I mean, you could argue maybe in a roundabout way the UFC benefited from Volkov getting robbed in the Cyril
Oh
Gane
no, they
fight.
100% they benefit because if Jones leaves, then they can at least just be like, oh, here's Cyril gone. Like, and if
What?
here's the thing, if Jones leaves without fighting Aspinall, they can give him Gane, and if somehow Aspinall finishes Cyril Gane
What
in a
is
more
that? No,
impressive
I'm
way.
only talking about Volkov versus Gane. Volkov getting
Yeah,
robbed
no, I'm
against Cyril
saying
Gane.
what I'm saying to you is that the UFC could benefit from it. Because if they put Gane versus Aspinall and Aspinall finishes him in a more dominant fashion because Jones left, then they can still claim that they have the better heavyweight around because, you know, Gane is kind of like their fucking guy to do that with. Like I feel like Gane is kind of like their premier guy at heavyweight because I guess he finished Tai Tuivasa and fucking so long ago.
I mean, so did Volkov. I mean, I think that was just, that was just the case of like shit.
Yeah, but what's more appealing? What's more appealing, a Volkov rematch or a Cyril Gane matchup for Aspinall? Which
I
one
mean,
do you think gives them more leverage?
he's already beaten one, so obviously.
Exactly, Cyril Gane. Sorry, but that's what the UFC is
I mean,
thinking.
yeah, but dude, they're not like. I mean, I don't know, dude. You get these cases of like,
Antec, I was speaking in terms of a more impressive way than how Jones did it, like faster, more brutal.
They're probably going to do Gelson Almeida anyway, if they're
yeah,
going to do anyone for Tom.
Gelson Almeida versus
Heavyweight is
Volkov.
so fucking bricked, bro.
No,
Heavyweight.
hold up, Frankie, another bet you're gonna lose is the Jones Aspinall one, but which is
I'm
not
still
who
feeling
wins.
confident.
It's
I'm still
just that
feeling confident
it's
about
just
that.
that Jones versus Aspinall will happen this November in Madison Square Garden. But
Yeah, and just to clarify for that, the fight doesn't just have to be booked; it has to happen. That's the
well, I mean,
that's the
yeah, you don't, yeah, Frankie, you don't have to pay me in
because
whatever form.
because I'm still I
Yeah, I
maintain
know
that the fight could
I know
potentially
you're
get
banking
booked,
on a last minute
but then he'll
pullout.
run. They will run. Yeah, I think he will. Little bitch. Hey, sorry, Karen.
But also, I think Gelson Almeida versus Volkov is a great fight to make. But also like I mean, I think robberies have been had. Parking got robbed, like recently. It happens, in their hometown robberies. I thought Joe Anderson Brito was robbed, in the William Gomez fight. Dude, Brito just got ended. He was fucking.
Brito has a win over Diego Lopez. People forget, man.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea how Sabatini managed to do that, but
Sabatini's good, man.
Yo, Noodle, there's somebody named Paradox seems to seems to find you to be a high IQ MMA analyst.
He's very complimentary of your skills,
I'm
of your
sure he
knowledge.
means that, and I'm sure he's not being the least bit sarcastic when he says that.
I mean, you came prepared today, bro. To be fair, you came with a fucking
Dude, did you
novel.
see my
Like,
notes? Oh, dude, let me read some more of them. Ready?
there's more.
Do you have
More.
impressions too?
No.
Can you levitate the notes? Can they float in the air while you read them off?
That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing.
I want to
That-
see. I want to
yeah,
see how that.
All right.
Wait,
Yeah.
can you if you turn off the lights, can they like give one of those
That's
Turn
something
off
to-
the
projectors?
fucking light. You want me to turn off the sun?
We need to get you a teleprompter.
What, you can
for,
do
like,
that?
next week.
Wait, but you see, wait, what do you mean turn off
How
the
the fuck
sun?
do I turn off the sun?
Wait, hold on, Noodle. You appear to be indoors. Am I incorrect?
Where do you think the light's coming from? Where do you
Oh,
think
I
the
don't
light's
know.
coming from?
Dude, I don't know what the source of the light is. There could be a light bulb that's out of my
That's-
field of vision.
It's actually the light coming out of my ass, but it's all right.
In my notes,
Yeah,
I have
Bodak, I always wondered this. Do you have like your alien race that is your like avatar? Is there like a whole like the way Quentin Tarantino has like shit that never is seen on screen in his screenplays that he just knows for the universe of his films? Do you have all that shit for your like alien like avatar?
I'm a little bit like Noodle. I've got notes. There's a whole backstory. There's all sorts going on. It's all written down. I've got some videos in the pipeline explaining it all.
I
purple
can't wait
crayon.
for this.
It's a purple crayon because they taste the best when I'm hungry. When I'm done with my notes. I predicted
This
Patty to.
fucking-
What else do I have in here? I literally have in my notes. I predicted Patty round 3 finish. Chandler is dog shit. Just rant about how Chandler's a bitch. I think I already did that though.
Yo,
fuck me.
dude, what's the matter, Frankie?
Oh, nothing. I'm just sorry. I'm just.
You didn't spill, dude.
I don't know what this is anymore. But
Matua, you're
love
black.
it.
Don't talk to me.
Did you spill the rest of the Molly down the sink drain?
Yeah, I've got to get all the drugs out of the apartment before I leave tomorrow. You know, I don't want any repercussions. All the
I mean,
cum
out
stains
of the
off
apartment, yes. Out of
the
the apartment,
fan.
yes. But get rid of, not necessarily. Like, get rid of completely, not necessarily.
It depends what your definition of get rid of is. I mean, you know,
Yeah. I mean, what I was
it's gonna be a long
saying, my
flight.
definition would be store elsewhere and smuggle back.
I'm too pretty for jail, Giddy. Stop trying to get me in trouble. I don't do drugs.
I've heard you're not very tall as well, Frankie. They'd tear you apart in prison.
They absolutely would, mate. I'll be passed around
Well,
like a fucking.
Frankie, that's what they make protective custody other for gay guys and men returning from Southeast Asia. Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, can we? But this is not a cooking yet. This is a light simmering yet. But can we just move on from the?
I'm sorry, Frankie.
Arsehole raided.
I didn't say shit.
No one's going to be satisfied until Frankie.
This is why the Frankie lore is just destroyed. It's like midget fucking ladyboy banger is basically what my tombstone's gonna read. My MMA YouTube tombstone when it eventually all comes crashing down. That's what it's gonna read.
Frankie,
because you got pounded by a ladyboy too hard.
Damn, see, that was Good Noodle MMA that said that. I mean, Frankie, your mind is conjuring up heinous imagery that I didn't. I was just like, just get the drugs out, maybe abide by the law, and then you took it to a whole new place of.
I should tell Jones to do that.
To do what?
Abide by the fucking law.
Yeah, but if he did,
Maybe keep his hands to himself.
If he did, and then like the fight happened in November, nobody would be happy but me because I'd win my bet with Frankie. But really, I wouldn't even be either because Jones's antics and bullshit have been a huge part of his fucking legacy.
Frankie, turn your camera on.
I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna take the laptop back downstairs in a second. I'm almost charged. I still think it's 50-50, bro. that you get that Jones fight. I think you going on like it's a foregone conclusion is very premature.
It can't not
That's all I'm gonna
happen, dude.
say.
That's I
Oh, it
mean,
fucking can. It fucking can not
I
happen.
think you're yapping low key.
It's Jon Jones, mate.
It's Jon Jones. You mean that Jon Jones? Jon Jones is a bitch.
Jon Jones.
Everybody knows I'd beat Jon Jones in a fight. Come on. Like,
Yeah, why is Dana White so unwilling to throw money at that fight? Because he could
just
definitely
keep
get that fight
okay,
to
so
happen in the
Bodak,
next 6 months.
let me tell
I
you
don't think that's the problem.
let me tell you why I take the position that I do, right? I think that that's all happened already. I think that that happened before the Stipe fight. I think that
Frankie, why do you look like a 40-year-old dad on Omegle trying to beat his meat?
I guess
what
if
a
anyone,
direct
I guess
character
if anyone would,
assassination.
I guess if anyone would know what that would look like, it would be you, sir. Fucking twink.
Damn.
Fuck you, Frankie.
Damn. Noodle, Frankie just accused you of having an older boyfriend who's 40-year-old in the manner you just described.
Frankie would know it's him. Don't make
No, I
me
was
leak the
about to say
videos,
that.
Frankie. Don't make me
Wow.
I
leak
was
the
about to.
videos.
I was about to say the same thing.
Pipe
you know,
down, buddy.
you got
Pipe
me on that
down.
one. You got
Pipe
me on that one.
down.
You got me.
You want the videos
I'm
on the
done.
internet?
I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All
I'm very
right,
sorry.
yeah, real talk. So, Bodak, I think that money negotiations have probably been all over the place, but they got to enough of a point of agreement before the Stipe fight that at the end of the Stipe fight, people were thinking Jones was going to announce his retirement after that, and he didn't. Just the fact that he didn't do that means that they,
Yeah, but
made
he's
him a
gay.
good enough what?
I just said yeah, but he's gay and he beats women.
I mean, dude, yeah, he's gay as shit, but he may fuck other men. He's still gonna fight Aspinall, dude. There for the right price, and the right price
don't
might
think
be
the money. I
Aspinall
think the
needs
money.
blue contacts, bro. He needs blue contacts. So the hey blue eyes.
No, that's probably a stipulation in the fucking, the
He better be
humiliation
wearing
tour that
blue
White went on.
contacts.
No, he better not be. Like. Maybe Jones is torn between his physical attraction to Aspinall and his desire to fucking, to retain the fucking,
He's like
belt.
40 pounds heavier than me. That's
He's not
fucking
40 pounds. I mean,
I don't
honestly,
know.
what is
Something like
nah?
that.
Aspinall fights at like
Similar.
It didn't bother Jones when he was doing it to other people.
what?
Dude
Doing
literally
what?
did a hit and run on a pregnant woman to escape Prime Rumble. That is
Guys,
true.
I know what his fucking rap sheet looks like. I'm not, dude. What do you think? I'm
I know.
defending
I'm
him
just
morally?
Oh,
Super
is
Shotgun's
that
thing.
Jon Jones hit a hit and run on a woman?
Yeah,
A
dude.
pregnant woman.
Is that the
Yeah,
same
dude,
woman
ran
who
away.
he then took back to his
yeah.
apartment and molested or whatever?
Yeah, no, Bruce / Caitlyn Jenner style. Yeah.
This fucking
Yeah, he
Christ,
also
Bodak. Dude, I'll tell
yeah.
you, Bodak hasn't been talking much, but whenever he does, they're fucking 10-7s, brother. 10-7s.
Well, yeah, because it's like a person learning of shit we all know about for the first time, and it's just that is really heinous and fucked up. Like we're just rediscovering, but
Yeah, we get to live
Bodak's
it.
the
We get to
fucking
live it
man,
again
dude.
through. Yeah, we get to live it again through Bodak, who's being introduced to these
that's what I'm
things.
saying. Yeah,
I'm here to provide a service. You get to relive all these experiences through my
Yeah.
casual eyes.
yeah.
All I gotta say is I'm finally glad that fucking you two aren't beefing anymore, really, because
that was bomb. Also, Bodak,
I was like, dude, it's pointless. Like, you guys would be really good, like,
who
boyfriends,
Bodak, who did
lovers,
Tats win the MMA quiz in my absence when I was? He did, didn't he?
He did. Yeah.
Yo, Tats, that'll never happen again, bro. Every MMA quiz from now on is mine.
Cheddarhead
Like
did
the
well.
one. Who did?
Frankie did well. He only got one question wrong. One more wrong than Aaron Tats.
Yeah, but who won the one before this last one? And the only one that I've ever participated in.
Hang on. Oh, you're talking about MMA ones. I do one every week.
No, I know, but I came in second in the general knowledge one only because of what's her name? From Musical's stream.
What do you mean, Lane? No, you get Lane.
No,
Lou. That's not a woman. That's a guy. Little Lou.
Oh, Little Lou.
Yeah, it's a guy called Louis, isn't it? I thought it was a woman as well at first, to be fair.
Yeah, little Lou
I
is
love how
an easy
Vinny
one
is
to fall
silent.
for.
Vinny's been lurking in the chat, but he's silent every single time he gets 10-7
Well,
about
dude,
his
I told him I wanted
tendencies.
that child support number, and he fucking he better be tallying it up before he says anything. What's the statute of limitation for manslaughter? It actually depends on the state. There is an answer to that. Tom's asking probably because of Jon Jones.
I thought it was just a drug cheat thing and the woman beating. I didn't realize he did a hit and run one as well.
Dude, Betty's funny. Betty's funny.
didn't know
No,
that?
get it. He took Bodak. He did the hit and run, but then he went back. Like he went back to grab his his money
to
and his
make sure she
condoms
was
and
hurt
money
shit,
and
enough.
drugs. Money and drugs.
and then ran off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Betty said Jones ran back to check on the pregnant one to make sure she was injured enough.
Wow.
Yeah, probably. Jesus,
But he was too
Betty,
late
you're
because
fucking
Vinny
funny.
already had her. Right.
Yeah. And then Vinny rescued her. That's what really happened. Dude,
I'm only saying this because I know he's lurking.
Dude, that's how Vinny really makes his money. It's a stipend from Jon Jones. It's fucking hush money.
I'm very unfamiliar with the Vinny law. I don't know anything about it.
Vinny's a fucking piece of shit, and he thinks that he's like this Muslim like master race or some shit. And he's just really just a fucking loser.
There's
too much to go into. We'll be here all day.
Frankie,
basically, he's like retarded, and he's fried his brain.
He was in musical stream yesterday claiming that he wrote 4,000 songs. He just comes out with random nonsense.
Yo, Frankie, all the positive quality. Frankie, as a father, all the positive qualities that you have. Imagine you had made every decision like as you'd made all the worst decisions, done all the shitty, selfish things, right? That's Vinny.
Yeah.
Plus, converting to Islam, fighting cops, blowtorching dab rig.
Sounds like a hell of an autobiography, though. Sorry, go ahead, Bodak.
I made a song about it. Did you see?
I didn't see the
video. I might have seen that, yeah.
Yo, Bodak, my song is better lyrically.
Yeah, but I feel like mine just hits different.
Wait, I can write one to it regularly.
Hang on a second. No song was better than Munta Under the Willow Tree. I'm sorry, that was the goated.
I've got that.
Because
of these AI
song.
Yeah, I love these AI song things. I've made myself a little
room,
hold on. A little DJ set for Bodak so he can play the songs.
Tim Denham saying there's no statute of limitation for murder. Yeah, not for murder, but for manslaughter, which are very different convictions. Imagine if Vinny was a first responder. Oh my God.
He'd show up to make sure that the women are beat and hurt.
No. He'd grab.
At least he'd finally get laid.
He dragged one woman who's coughing, into.
I'm gonna go sell drugs in a video game. Thanks for having me on. I love you all.
Yo.
What? Too soon?
Dude,
say it back.
No.
Say it back.
No, dude, just try to finish your next opponent, dude. I like you.
Okay. Say it back.
Yeah.
Frankie.
I felt like Tim. What?
Yeah, we love you too, bro.
All right, love you.
Noodle, I love you. You owe me videos.
I know it's still video. I'm working on it.
Noodle, you're welcome on the quiz, mate.
Yeah, Noodle. Come do it.
When is that today or is that Thursday?
It's every Thursday.
Every Thursday, but the next MMA one will be the Thursday before the next pay-per-view.
Yeah,
okay.
But to be fair, the general knowledge ones are great as well. Like some of the topics have been really. I think you did like a World War II one, and then you had one about like alcohol. I remember.
Just text me the time if I'm not at work. I'll join up and do it.
Nice one.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, peace.
Bodak, before we continue, what time are you planning on going on? Are you delayed again?
I'm literally going, mate. I gotta go live myself in a couple of minutes, otherwise I never will.
Yes, what we'll do is we'll transition over to you then, and because we've got like a fair few people in here, and I think this Sunday has gone as fucking bananas as it's going to.
Yeah. You're welcome
well-
to jump on my Discord and carry on a chat on my stream, but
This has been fun though. Like I think I like this lineup. I think it's been very entertaining for the boys here. It's been wild, like, but
I hope so. My
I really
casualness,
appreciate you coming on.
I can't engage with half of it because of my casualness.
No, it's all right, dude. Bodak, you're like I was saying and Frankie was saying, dude. Like when we were just going over, a bit, just like a fraction of Jon Jones's rap sheet, dude. Like your reaction is like, it's like, oh yeah.
Hmm.
Like you become
It's fun
numb
to
to.
talk about it again. It's because most people in the space have heard about this stuff over and over. To have like a fresh, genuine reaction to it is actually quite cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad I was here.
Well,
Man.
Yeah.
dude, also Bodak, so what are we 3 cards into 10? We're tied 6-6 aggregate.
Yes, I had a bad week. Well, I had a bad week against you, but not.
Yeah, I mean, I had a
still
bad
got
week
over
before.
60%, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
the sweet spot right there.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
I have been told if you
there's-
can get your picks 60% accurate or more, you can develop gambling strategies to be profitable and stuff. So,
well, I mean, gambling strategies are not, gambling strategies are different, than pick ratio, but I mean, they're intertwined, but also, so next weekend, no card, and then process seeing Gary.
no
Which-
card. Is that because of WrestleMania?
No, it's, I mean, I hope not, but
I know Dana White avoids WrestleMania and WWE events because it takes away.
Because Vince McMahon got doing things that not even Frankie would do in Southeast Asia.
He's
not moving on, Frankie. He's never going to move on.
I said not even Frankie would do. Yeah, I didn't go at you like
That was the worst backhanded compliment that you could have come out with to end the. Jesus Christ, mate!
Yeah.
That was,
Do you know that piece of shit, Vince McMahon? Oh, he's like Frankie in Asia.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Anyway,
I'm still waiting for an
Fucking
example
hell.
of one of these times where you were right about something.
No,
Right?
I mean, my picks are out there. I've had a very up and down year, but I think a lot of us have.
No, I don't. I
fair.
don't mean generally on picks, but like, I mean, I did. Wait, did you have? Were you one of the rare people who actually saw it for Uncle Live? Like I did. You were, right?
Oh, I picked Anchor Live as well. Yeah, I think we were.
Yeah, okay.
I've noticed we're agreeing a lot more over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
It was more that I was just being ironic, to be honest. I was just fucking about.
Yeah, no, for sure. But but what the fuck was it though that made you say that though? Oh yeah, you think Sandhagen's gonna beat Figueiredo, which honestly,
I think he will.
Honestly, I mean, I was kind of playing that up. I mean, you might be right. It's just like, I mean,
It's not outrageous. It's not outrageous. It's not an outrageous thing to say.
No, it's not an outrageous take at all.
Sandhagen's very well rounded, and I don't think Figgy's looked overly impressive in any of his back fights. I think he looked good, but not outstanding.
Yeah. Let me jump in.
Anyway,
I'm gonna duck out, guys.
Bodak, as soon as you go on, I've got your link ready, and I'm just gonna post out after that.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming on. You've been an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Anytime. Also, Frankie,
legend.
Thanks for everything you do for me, man. You and Musical. God damn, the amount of raids I get from you guys. You've really helped me grow. It's like, I love your channel. So it's nothing. Likewise.
It's a pleasure to do it. I appreciate you coming on, and thank you. Thanks, brother.
I'll see you later.
All right.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, chat. Like the stream, you wankers, or I'll hurt you. See you later.
See you in a second, but Frankie, I gotta ask you one thing before I dip out.
Yeah, go for it.
So, like, your whole experience, Southeast Asia, everything.
Yeah. It's been, it's been a very chill one this time compared to what it's usually like.
Mm-hmm.
Very chill, because usually I get like blind drunk and just do fucked up shit, but this time I've been very under control. It's been nice actually.
Right. What was the last time you
should have come out though. I go over here, like I go to like here in Bangkok a couple of times a year.
Mm-hmm.
So usually if I've got like a little bit of time,
you go a couple of times a year.
Couple of times a year, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So
So
Manila,
usually,
Bangkok.
sometimes to Hanoi, sometimes to well, sometimes Japan. It depends on the, but mostly it's these three. But I'm planning on like trying like I want to spend a little bit more time in Vietnam, and I want to go to Mexico next time as
Yeah,
well.
I've been to Vietnam. As far as that part of the
Mm,
country, or where it goes, I've only been to Vietnam. But
yeah.
like you enjoy yourself, right? Like it's like you and your friends are like,
Yeah, so I've got I've got a lot of friends who because I was retired and then went back to work, but I've got a lot of friends who retired early as well, and they just go around. I should definitely hook you up with them because like I think you get along with them really well. They basically go from city to city, just sampling the best drugs and just banging everything on site. It's
I
basically what they
mean,
do for.
yeah, dude. I mean,
Sounds like you'd fit right in, yeah.
yeah, I mean, and I know Europe like that a bit, but not like probably not Southeast Asia. So yeah, I'm down. I mean, they're
Yeah, I tell you what, next time I come on this, if I go to Mexico or to, because I'm planning on going to America in the summer as well. So if
this
I
summer.
go that, just, when I go over to either that side or if I plan the next time I plan a trip over, we can try and do like a collab of some kind and get you out at the same
Bro,
time.
yeah, if you're gonna be in
I
the
think it would,
US like this summer, bro, I'm definitely
yeah,
taking
because
you out. And,
we always swing by Los Angeles when we're there, so
oh yeah, dude,
it's an easy do.
yeah, dude,
It's like a
yeah,
go
I mean,
to.
but yeah, dude, that trip sounds like you needed it, dude. Um, but
Sure.
yeah, man, that one stream was funny as fuck. Like, I
Do you know what?
mean,
Do you know why it was good? I had no plan. I just literally I didn't plan to do it. It just kind of was the best ones are the organic ones. You know, where it just kind of things happen naturally
yeah,
by
no, of
themselves,
course, yeah, of course.
like no
But,
plan.
I mean, and nights out like that too. Where I mean, you know,
Just letting things go on. Instead, it's much funnier if you have more people in the mix as well.
no, for sure,
I think
yeah.
if we had you out, if we had like guys like Brutally and stuff like that, it could get really funny really quickly. Like 'cause seeing those guys in the environment as well
Dude,
would be
dude,
very
I'd love,
interesting.
I'd love to be, yeah, dude. Like, I mean, yeah, brutally would be a good time out. Like, if you've ever been to Tijuana, dude, just like fucking just go bar to
Tijuana's
bar,
up,
getting
yeah,
progressively
Tijuana's
more.
up there.
Yeah, dude, Tijuana's
Yeah,
fucking.
it's on the list. Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, you
It's gonna
haven't been
be
there?
one of the ones. I haven't been. No, it's up there
No,
though.
I have two friends there, and you kind of want friends there because I mean it's got the highest murder rate in the world, but it's also dope.
Exactly. No, he said that to me as well. He like the guy who I've got a guy who owns an apartment out there, and he's like, nah, man, he's nearly been killed there a bunch of times, but he keeps going back there because he's just like the stories he comes out with. I'm like, I've got to experience it at least once because it's just like
Yeah, yeah. My
I think a lot of people would enjoy seeing us do stuff like that as well. You know, it would be a vlogging
yeah.
experience.
Oh
It would
yeah,
be a bit
100%.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely some shit that would be fun. Yeah. Also, yeah, I gotta start going to more UFC events. Honestly, I mean, I've
Mm.
only been to Apex events in my life, only two.
No, that's wow.
I've never been. Yeah, I've never gone to like a. You ever been to like a? Did you go to Bilal Edwards or
I
any of?
didn't. I went to Bilal Edwards. Brutally. That's how I met Brutally the first time in person because we were
Oh,
both there
really?
at the same time. I also I go to Bellator cards sometimes in Ireland because
Yeah, I
Dublin's
go to
quite a nice.
LFA card. I go to LFA cards around here, but you know, every now and then. But yeah, no, like it'd be yeah, it'd be dope to go to a UFC card.
Yeah,
I've been, yeah,
I'm definitely down because obviously we've got like a really good community thing going on now. So it'd be nice to do some like I know we're doing collaborative content anyway, but it'd be nice to take that to the next level and get the boys together. We've definitely got to plan this UK thing in the summer because it's easy for us
right,
to do because obviously musicals here and Brutally's here and Paradox is here and there's people we can bring into the fold. But if you're mobile, then
Dude,
just in case
I'm gonna
a
be in
little
the
bit of
UK
planning there.
next. I'm gonna be in the UK next year, but I'll definitely hit all you up. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that, but yeah, if you're going to Mexico like this year and LA
Yeah,
and shit,
it'll be Mexico this year. It'll be LA in the summer, and then it will be probably Mexico towards the end of the year. And then we'll see how things kind of plan out. But I'll definitely give you advance notice anyway.
yeah, brutally, you're definitely gonna come too. If
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
dude, if it's Tijuana, dude, brutally honest, just fucking just
Yeah,
fuck
I would
up
love
and
to see. I would love to see brutally out in that environment. That would be amazing.
dude, yeah,
Make sure you got the bell money ready. That's all I'm saying.
all right, but
Plenty of bell cash. But
yeah,
thanks for stopping by. It's been a fun one. Well,
yeah, dude,
I'll post Bodak's link again. Anyone who's still left here, I think there's a couple. I think there's like 20 people still in here. You can head over to Bodak and show him some support. And obviously subscribe
yeah,
to Giuliano Argenti MMA. It's in the
yeah,
description.
and Good Noodle MMA,
And Good Noodle MMA. He's in there as well. Yeah, he's always
and
good fun.
Paradox, and fucking subscribe to Paradox,
Subscribe to
and
Paradox. We need to get Paradox back in the game. I've been saying this for ages. We
subscribe
need to
to
get him back.
Paradox for fuck's sake, fucking
Yeah.
piece of shit.
We're gonna drag Paradox back in by the bootstraps if it kills us.
Dude, like, all right, yeah, no, subscribe to Paradox. All right,
But
yeah,
very
take
much,
it
Kitty.
easy, thank you.
I'll
Yeah,
see you. I'll see you in a week.
Stan Higgins dead, bro. But
Fuck that. We'll see.
peace, bro.
Take it easy, bro. Bye, everyone in the chat. Thank you so much as always for stopping by. You're all fucking legends. Hopefully you're enjoying these Sunday ones. We will be. I won't be back until probably Wednesday at the earliest because I'm going to be traveling really soon, and it takes me a hell of a lot of time to get back to the UK. Pretty much a full day. So the earliest you'll probably see me will be on probably Wednesday night, and then we'll have a proper catch up and we'll do an open panel on Wednesday. We're gonna have a closed panel on Sundays from now on, and then it will be like an open panel. And subscribe to Vinny the Guinea as well. Subscribe to Andrew B as well, who's got his channel back up and running. So if you unsubscribe to him, head back over there. Thanks very much, Brutally, as well for pulling up. I've got to get you on one of these panels as well, man, because it was fun. I'm gonna start doing more of those quizzes as well. Anyway, head over to Bodak, the Bodak Show. Much love to all of you. I will see you probably on Wednesday.